Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here, and it's Christmas Eve, 2024. Tomorrow's Christmas, baby. Yeah. And the Raptors lost the Knicks in Madison Square Garden last night. But you know what? It was a scheduled loss from like August. I mean, seriously, what does the NBA expect? They're going to make us travel an evening game on Sunday against the Houston Rockets in our home arena to go to New York to play the Knicks the very next day. Meanwhile, the Knicks had their last game on Saturday night and had a day of rest. That's a scheduled loss. I'm telling you right now. In some ways, the Raptors have been the batter's box for some of these teams recently, whether it was the Knicks before or in the Dallas Mavericks before, the Oklahoma City Thunder before, and now the Knicks again last night. Because really, they talk about how the Christmas Day games are the most important games the whole entire year. In some ways, they emphasize the Christmas Day games more than they even emphasize the playoffs. It's ridiculous. Because what does it mean? It's just another day. Oh, you want to make a prestige about playing on Christmas? Who cares? Honestly, it's stupid. And the Knicks losing before going to Christmas. Well, I guess that's just not part of their script and the way they're going to write things. No, you know what? We probably had a hard chance to win this game no matter what, but they really did everything else to make sure and ensure that the New York Knickerbockers would win the game last night against us. Whether it's the schedule thing I just said, whether it's putting Marat Kugat at the game against us, and even Mark Lindsay was really bad last night towards the Raptors. JD Rawls, I appreciate you, rookie ref, but you know what? You were calling it fair and you were doing it pretty good. But you know what? They're probably going to come and talk to you after the game until you get with the program, rookie, and know that you're supposed to screw the Raptors over, even though you called it right down the line last night. So salute to you, Jamal D. Rawls, for being above the BS of the NBA and actually being a good official yesterday and calling it right down the line. But you're going to get the memo soon, I'm sure. And they're going to tell you, don't do that. This is what we want you to do instead. It's very annoying. All right, let me just get in the chat. We'll start doing this. We're going to do the reaction, the 5 stars, the card of the day, all that stuff. Yeah, you know why I'm wearing these. That's right. This is because of the fourth quarter. This is because of the last 5 minutes of game last night. Because it is so bright. So bright. And we got to see Shamshay in Madison Square Garden. We got to see AJ Lawson make his Raptors debut. Yeah, the future is so bright for the Raptors. And that's why I'm wearing these glasses today. I'm gonna wear them the whole entire stream today because it's bright enough in this room that I can see the screen and I don't have to take them off. All right, let me see. We're gonna go with Trevor J. First in the commissioner of fun, Trevor J. Good morning to you, sir. He was at the game last night, so Trevor can give us a firsthand account from Madison Square Garden as a Raptor fan, as his perspective of what he saw in the arena and being there himself. So good morning, Trevor. Always nice to see you. Happy holidays, sir. And I hope you are having a fantastic Christmas Eve morning so far. And I really appreciate that you decided to spend it with me. Sometimes you just need to be alone, not to be lonely, but to enjoy your free time being yourself. Man, I know this one all too well. A man living solitary out in the cottage in the woods. Yeah, I enjoy that. In fact, it's been weird the last couple of days being around so many people, whether it's the airport, traveling, or even being around my family. It's different. But I'm so happy and grateful that I get the opportunity to come here and see them and spend some time with them. But yeah, it's weird, man. You do need your alone time, everybody. You need your time to recharge. And it's tough, man, if you don't have enough space in your life to get that alone time to really kind of reflect, re-energize, and get yourself centered because there's a lot of vibrations in this world. There's a lot of feels. And yeah, sometimes you can get caught up in them and you get so far and you don't have time for yourself. So please carve out time for yourself if you can, as best as you can, and indulge in allowing yourself alone time to do the things that you enjoy. So there you go, Trevor. I appreciate your words of wisdom today. I think that's a great reminder, especially in this time of year when you're around you're mostly around your family and friends and loved ones. Yeah, Trevor's saying the referees did us dirty in the second quarter with all those foul calls. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that at all. There was a lot of really all right. Once again, it's the classic. There's touch fouls here. Grady's guarding somebody, and the guy dribbles into him, and Grady's hands are up like this, and the guy hits his arm into him and bumps him off, and they're going to call a bump on Grady. And like his hands are up, ref. Why would you call a foul on Grady if his hands are up like this? Yeah, there's a lot of that. And meanwhile, the Knicks are allowed carte blanche to be physical as they want to against the Raptors on their end, and a lot of physicality, ripping around. You know, we have to go through a buzzsaw. Meanwhile, if we even hit them with pillows, they're blowing the whistle. It's annoying. And Kugat was a jerk yesterday. He really was. And Mark Lindsay was not nice either. Not nice either. Yeah. But I'm going to say this, Trevor. The thing that screwed us up in this game, that was the catalyst for what screwed us up in this game, was a very poor lineup decision by Darko Rajakovic in the second quarter. I saw it when it came out before they even started playing, and I knew it was about to turn right then. It was the lineup of three rookies, Grady Dick and Davion Mitchell. That lineup is not capable enough or experienced enough to handle the intense pressure of Madison Square Garden, New York Knicks on Christmas Eve in that situation. That's just poor judgment by Darko to put a team out there that is just not capable to hold serve with the Knicks in this environment. And I would say the first quarter, the way we played and the way we did was absolutely awesome. In fact, I was so proud of the Raptors, the way they opened this game and hung with the Knicks for the whole first quarter. It should have been longer of the game where we hung with them just like that. But when they brought in that lineup, everything fell apart, and all of a sudden the Knicks busted the game wide open, and they didn't look back. So I'm going to give a little bit of criticism to Darko for making a very poor decision with putting that team out there. Now, I don't mind a young lineup. We've started the youngest lineup, starting lineup ever in the history of the Raptors the last two games. And I don't mind that. I mean, not this game, but the two games before. Because Scotty and Oshai are advanced. And if you play Oshai or Scotty on the court with those other young guys, I have no problem. RJ out there, no problem. But when you have Grady as maybe the most senior guy as far as on the team and also expertise, and then Davion Mitchell, he's young, but in some ways he's not. He's played a bit, but he's not like he's not one of these steady offensive people on our team, right? So where do you go when you're in trouble and you need a basket? You try to work the ball to Grady Dick, but Grady Dick needs a lot of help to get his shot open on the floor. So what do you do in this situation? And I love Jacoby. I love Jonathan. I love Jameson. But this is not the way to do this, Darko, because in some ways you set them up to fail in a high pressure cooker situation of Madison Square Garden. This is a whole other field. And in some ways it's smart to get you young guys out there and test them, especially like seeing Ulrich at the end of the game. That's a great thing to do, is put him in this situation so he gets a feel of what it's like to in the high pressure, bright lights of Madison Square Garden. But this team was not ready. And it was such a tenuous battle between the two teams, the Knicks and the Raptors last night in the first quarter, that you cannot like fold by putting out a lineup that is just not experienced or capable enough to match the Knicks and what they're doing, especially Thibodeau, because Thibodeau, he will overplay his starters. In fact, he played his starters way too late in the game last night, and it was kind of a joke. Meanwhile, we bring out our 18-year-old, we bring out AJ Lawson, our brand new two-way, and he's still playing Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and other players from his starters. That's what I'm saying. Thibodeau's overplaying his starters, and meanwhile, we're going and playing guys that are so green in this league that they can't keep up with them or do it right. And obviously, the refs are against them. So it's just, you really have to have your creme de la creme veterans and guys that know how to handle that pressure and stress to keep the competition between the two teams going fair in a even way, so we can actually battle with them and kind of on a level playing field where we can kind of try and match them. And, you know, we have enough personnel to do this. It could have been as easy as put Chris out there with them, or Kelly, or you know, just have at least Scotty or RJ on the court at all times, because that was where it absolutely unraveled. And the game was busted open. And the referee's calls were definitely a factor in that, with that inexperience that I just talked about. So, Trevor, yeah, you're exactly right. The refs were not fair, but I blame Darko for putting out that Davion, Grady, and three rookie lineup in the second quarter. And that's exactly where everything went wrong last night. Yeah, Kareem's here. Good to see Kareem. Oh, wait, I jumped a couple comments. Let me make sure I don't miss any. Let's see. Trevor's saying New York Knicks fans were so happy, like they won a championship from us last night. Yeah, that's annoying. In some ways, I want to slap Knicks fans in the face right now. I want to slap Cat in the face. I want to slap Murat Kugat in the face. I want to slap James Dolan in the face right now. Yeah, F you, all of those people I just named on that list right now. Yeah, get all cocky, New York Knicks. Get all happy. Get all, ooh, early Christmas. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I know you're used to getting beat by the Raptors in the last decade. And now finally you're on top of us and you're getting more wins against us. Not like it was 5 years ago or 4 years ago, even. So I'm just saying, Knicks, enjoy it now. But understand this, Adam Silver loves you. And he's like, you're like the spoiled rich kid up the street that gets everything he wants. And we are the kids that are on the other side of the tracks. They have to scrap and get everything through hard work. And we have all kinds of obstacles in our way. And you live a life of privilege. MSG, New York Knicks, the Mecca, all this stuff. This is the crazy thing. Y'all have not won a championship since the 70s. And you guys have had all the privilege in the world the whole time. Frozen envelope that got you Patrick Ewing, all kinds of stuff that's been in your favor. And they wanted you down on the down low to be a good team. But your franchise is inept for most of this time. And this is just, okay, go ahead and feel good about yourself right now. But understand you had hand holding from Murat Kugat, and the schedule makers did you a huge favor putting the Raptors on a plane overnight last night to come in tired. In fact, Darko Rajakovic said this after the game, said that it was a combination of us being tired. And he didn't even use an excuse. He said that we didn't have the right energy. And that's really because, well, these guys had to fly overnight and they had to play yesterday and they're sore. And I'll tell you what, I played some basketball yesterday with my nephew and I'm sore right now. So I can understand the Raptors being sore after playing a back-to-back on the second night of a back-to-back. So you go ahead and feel real good, Knicks Nation. You go ahead and feel real good. It's almost like you guys bullied the little young kid in class, the smaller kid. And yeah, you go ahead and feel real good about that. But you know what? If y'all are acting like this is a championship, well, that says a lot for us. That, yeah, we've been in your nightmares for the last 20 years and kicking the Knicks' ass from the Raptors franchise. So you go ahead and feel real, real good, okay? You feel real good right now. Yeah, you feel good like this and understand you won't get that championship feeling in the real way because y'all are idiots. And I'm going to tell you this right now. That Knicks team is not as good as everybody's saying they are in the media. The media is pushing them up, and they're going to get their ass beat in the playoffs. Vince and Alvin brought it up why they're going to. Because you know what? They may be good with a starting lineup, may be good to the seventh person on that team. But after that, it all falls off a cliff. And when you get to the playoffs, you're going to find out your deep bench sucks. And y'all are going to go out. I'm going to tell you that right now, New York Knicks Nation, right now. Yeah, you come watch me right now. Hear the Raptors freak tell you the truth, and you don't want to hear. That's what I'm going to say right now. Yeah, Smith Brown Manson, I hope Darko's keeping receipts, man. Yeah, there was one incident in the game that pissed me the hell off. And the player that I am really, really on my shit list right now is Cameron Payne. You're a journeyman. You're nobody. Yeah, you're a good three-point shooter. You have some goofy-ass side shot that you do. Yeah, you're a goofy dude, man. Why are you bumping our coach after you make a shot? That is disrespectful, and you shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff. Bumping our coach. Very, very disrespectful. But yeah, I hope he's keeping receipts. But listen, the way it is right now, Reggie, we have to keep a receipt for everybody in this league right now because we're getting our butt kicked by everyone now. Anyway, this is how I look at it. The Raptors will turn things around. A lot of people watched the game last night, and they're saying this today, that the Raptors are like Orlando or Cleveland a couple years ago, that they are struggling. They're not doing well, but you could see them being badasses in the next couple of years, and you'll forget all about this hard stuff right now. Look at the Cavs this year. Look at the Magic this year. Look at their records. Look at where they grew to in their rebuilds to where they are right now. And a lot of really smart NBA experts are recognizing that the Raptors are in that really early stage of the rebuild where they're going to lose a lot, but watch out in a couple years. So, yeah, let's keep those receipts, Reggie, in the box in the attic, and we'll get them out when we're ready and capable to come give them back what they deserve. That's right. I'm all about that. And everybody's getting a receipt from us right now. Yeah, we're going to come back and get them. We're going to come back and get them. Trevor J's bringing up the Sixers game last night, which was an eventful game. Very eventful. Sixers was comedy show last night. I know. I watched some of the highlights of that game just for fun because I heard all the drama was going on. Last night, Jenna Schroeder ejected Andre Drummond. Yeah, watch those plays. I wanted to understand what exactly happened. so that I could talk about them in a knowledgeable way. Yeah, there was a lot of activity that was centered around in this game. Was the Spurs in Philadelphia, their annual visit, and around Wembanyama. Wembanyama was doing a little bit of flopping, and that man, you can see that he is a golden boy for this league. The way the refs are going to protect him with calls, and well, Andre Drummond's a very big man. And in fact, Andre Drummond and Victor Wembanyama may be on the opposite ends of the spectrum as far as body type. And well, Andre was very physical with a golden boy, Victor Wembanyama, and rightfully so, because he is the future and he is phenomenal and he is making crazy stats already in his very young career. And they want to protect him. And in some ways, this is sort of showing the bias of the league. They anoint this guy. They're on a losing team just like us, where they were. And you know, they're going to protect him, but they won't protect somebody like Scotty or anything like that. So Drummond pushed him around a bit and got one technical for pushing him. And then the immediate play, I guess Victor has learned this from somebody. I don't know. He flopped and he got Drummond in trouble. And Jenna Schroeder threw Drummond out immediately. But it's very obvious that Victor hardly got pushed, and he did that on purpose. So they did one of the things that I've never seen before in the NBA. They rescinded an ejection. They had kicked Andre Drummond out of the game from too much physicality with Victor Wembanyama, and then they went back and watched the replay and decided that Victor was the one who over-embellished, and they brought Andre back from the back and said, no, you're not ejected now. It's crazy. The other play involved Joel Embiid, and Joel was barreling into the lane, and Victor had took a charge from Joel, which is very, very gutsy and brave. And well, he got the offensive foul, and Joel went crazy after that, yelling at the refs, going all crazy, and Jenna threw him out too, which I applaud. Thank you, Jenna Schroeder. You are like a hero to me this morning, Jenna. Now, there's a clip of Jenna online right now telling Nick Nurse that she effed up, but she didn't. She effed up on that Andre Drummond call, is what she was saying, that she didn't see how Victor flopped, and that is why she kicked out Drummond. The Sixers ended up winning that game, which is annoying. I love the Spurs, and I wish they had beat Nick Nurse and that team. But yeah, what a bunch of chaos and weirdness. And yeah, Joel, you're a big dummy. You're an idiot. And you get what you get, is what I'm going to keep saying to you for the rest of your career, man. You get what you get. And that is never a championship. Watch. Yeah. Then they realized the call was on Victor. She said, I effed up. And Victor again. Joel, for offensive foul, Joel gets ejected. Yeah, I love all that. I love all that. Joel should be ejected every single game. As soon as he does some falling down on the tall timbers, I'm breaking somebody's bones because I'm just a big goof that falls over all the time. Yeah, thank you, Trevor J. Trevor's also saying Jacoby is playing like he was in the league for a long time. He just knows how to get foul calls. Yeah, I'm really proud of Jacoby. He's continuing to have a nice level of play that is not dropping off. It's like he's consistent. And that's weird because often a young rookie player that is in that position of swing is often going to have on and off nights like regularly. But he has been very, very consistent in his playing time that he's been getting out there. And not only that, Jacoby is just getting after it. There was that one play where he got on the floor fighting for the ball with like Josh Hart, and he was relentless. And he was able to not get a jump ball called on him, but to push the ball to RJ Barrett and get the break going. And that was so impressive to me. There's some stuff he's doing so far on offense, sure, that's impressing me, but defensively, there's things that Jacoby Walter is doing that are absolutely phenomenal. And man, keep going, young man. You are amazing. You did not make one of my 3 stars, but you're definitely the honorable mention for today because, man, you are just doing it. You did not start last night because RJ returned to the lineup. Thank God. I was so happy to see RJ playing again, and we needed him. But yeah, he did a good job off the bench. We'll do the stars in just a sec. But good job, Jacoby. And man, showing that real hustle. And like Alvin said, when a player does that on the court, it's infectious. And it feeds the rest of the team, and it inspires them to go all out like Walter is going all out. And that's a fantastic kind of player to have on your roster. So there's a lot of new hidden bonuses for having our 19th pick out of Baylor on our team that we're discovering as the season goes on. And I love it, man. You know what? He in some ways is really our best rookie. Yes, he is, for sure. He is definitely a first rounder. And that's what I'm saying. I love it, Walter. Keep going, my guy. Keep going. Kareem is saying this: the referees really left a skid mark on the NBA last night. What happened in Philadelphia was a complete crowd. Oh, I love it. I love it. It was against the Butthole Faces team, Kareem. What's wrong with this? I love it. Throw Embiid out. Yes. The Drummond stuff was wrong. But listen, this is the thing. They showed accountability in the game last night. A lot of people are coming down on this. Some people are really applauding Jenna Schroeder as a hero because she took accountability. And everybody said the refs are so bad and they never ever admit when they're wrong. Well, we had one admit when she was wrong last night. And that's different. That's very, very different. I don't know. I like everything that happened in Philly because I'm a hater and the Sixers can suck it. That's what I'll say right now. Yeah. Except for them winning. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. I love you, Kyle Lowry, though. But yeah, it's weird, man. The refs are very much under microscope more and more as time goes on, and rightfully so. Honestly, there should be accountability in the league for people doing their jobs correctly. And the referees have one of the toughest jobs in the world, but at the same time, they really need to make the game fair, and I don't see it sometimes. I really don't, as a Raptors fan. Kareem saying, I'm a bit torn. Wembayama stole a page from Joel Embiid's book and started to flop all over the place and got Joel ejected. I believe that is a Uno reverse card. That's hilarious. You want to get a dunk right near the end of the year. Yeah, a Uno reverse card. Oh my gosh, this guy's making an Uno reference this morning on Christmas Eve. Maybe somebody's going to get some Uno cards for Christmas. 505, my guy. You have surpassed the 500 mark, and you are a 500 man for the dunks this year, Kareem. So good. Yeah, that whole incident with Jenna was about Andre Drummond, not Joel. I was confused about that last night too, because they had both clips happen in both games. But stuff with Joel was exactly right. She threw Joel out, rightly so. But Drummond, no, she didn't need to throw him out because Wembayama did do an acting job. And it was really bad acting job because Drummond didn't even touch him and the man just flopped like a leaf in the wind. Yeah. It was something, man. Victor, you're cool, man. This is a weird stat I didn't know until I saw it yesterday. Victor Wembanyama has gotten to more three-pointers than Steph Curry in less games. He got to like 200 three-pointers in less games than Stephon Curry did in his early career. What does that forebode as far as Victor and the way that he plays his game, that he has more three-pointers at this time in his career than Stephon Curry did in his early career? Yeah, what is that portraying or like projecting for the future? It's scary. It's a scary future. The alien. I'm telling you, man. This guy, I'm just glad he's on a team I love. Busy saying, good morning, fam, and happy Tuesday. Good morning to you, MJ. Yeah, what a complete crap last night. That's what I'm saying, Kareem. What a complete crap. That was another very annoying game to me last night. Between the very jubilant New York vibes with the fans and the teams and their showboating and like Josh Hart's little arrogant crap and Cat just me want to slap him in the face, most of the game. And then, on top of that, our old guy OG absolutely destroying us. OG, it was not like Fred, obviously. Fred had a really bad game against us on Sunday. Thank you, Fred. Fred killed it in Charlotte last night, just so y'all know. He shot 8 of 16 and got 20 points last night and was absolutely back on against the Hornets, helping the Rockets win their second night of a back-to-back. But OG, oh my gosh, he had one of his greatest offensive games in his entire career last night and couldn't miss. And also he was scrappy and physical with our team, stealing the ball and getting mixed up in it. In fact, that was part of why I was so impressed with Jacoby Walter, because he was fighting with people like OG and Anunoby. Very, very strong player, very, very good defensive player, and actually succeeding in some instances in some of the little microtransactions of the game last night. So OG, wow. In some ways, you've gone to the dark side. And I hate it. In some ways, I hate seeing a player like that who we developed and we brought up and in some ways we created, and him absolutely being used as a weapon against us at this point. I love you, OG. I always will. You'll always be a great alumni. But last night, you hurt us real bad, man. You hurt my heart. And it's just a bad scene. And of course, the lead getting so ballooned after what I just talked about with the young lineup, like just unraveling the game. I hated seeing that score for the rest of the day. It just sucked. But the bright side was, and this is what RJ said after the game, I'm glad that our team was able to cut down the deficit that we were losing by to a respectable amount at the end of the game, because we only lost by 14 by the end of the game. And that really was, it's weird because maybe this is true. we play these guys last night or 2 nights ago against the Rockets, and the guys that played in that game, they were more tired. The guys that were fresh, like RJ, and the rookies at the end of the game, well, they got more done in some ways. So yeah, AJ Lawson, Ulrich Shamshe, and younger guys did way better outscoring the Knicks. In fact, the trend of the game last night was very interesting. The Raptors scored a lot of points in the second half. We scored 73 points in the second half last night and outscored the Knicks in the second half trying to come back. But the problem was in the middle quarters, the Knicks got 81 points in the second and third combined. Yeah, there was a lot of scoring this game. And in some ways, I long for the Eastern Conference low scoring, physical kind of battle kind of game from the past. This was a weird game. And in some ways, man, they busted it wide open and they just started scoring and scoring and scoring and scoring. Darko was not happy with our defense. He said there was a lot of different things that contributed to why this game went the way it went. It is what it is. And well, we move on. We keep the receipts, like Smooth said. And well, we'll come back around when we are more healthy and also more adept and veteran at closing games out and doing a good job to play teams that are like this in a very hostile environment. Yeah, the vibe in that building was so annoying. Knicks fans can get so cocky, and when they're winning and they're feeling good, they're really, really annoying. Let's just put it that way. They're very, very annoying. Fiercely saying Knicks fans don't bother me. It's the players who show cockiness, like Bridges and Cat, extremely annoying. Yeah, Mikal Bridges rubs me the wrong way too. It's like he never was on my radar for just how much he talks trash. Like it's almost like every single time Bridges takes a shot, he's talking to the bench, he's talking to people. Yeah, whatever, dude. With your goofy ass shot too. You and Campaign look like you got like bow and arrow as your arms all the time when the way you're shooting your shots. It's annoying. It is annoying. And yeah, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, all these guys are talking trash in different ways. They're very annoying people. Yeah, the Knicks are not likable other than OG. And even Precious is starting to make me not like him either. Yeah, he got in there and mixed it up. But at least we saw a little bit of Achua turnovers that made me reminded me of when he was playing for us. Let's see. Kareem saying, seriously, now we need to start mentioning Jacoby's name when it comes to Rookie of the Year. His campaign started last week while everybody else started in September. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I think you're exactly right. I think that, you know what, man, maybe there is some sort of reclamation goals for the season, and getting Jacoby in the Rookie of the Year conversation would be good. Once again, and this is what people have said, they were bringing up whether Scotty should be on the All-Star, and I forget who it was. I think it was either I think it was RJ. RJ was saying we'd love to get a All-Star, but I don't think our record's good enough, and we have to do better. We got to get some wins to help him get in the All-Star game. So it's like any award, we will get looked over just because we have such a bad record. And everybody will say in the NBA, no, you can't give this award to the Raptors franchise because they are horrible and they don't deserve it. And anybody could go there. So there's a lot of things against, in some ways, Jacoby winning the Rookie of the Year, whether it's the late start and whether it's the thinking about a record in relation to whether he should be considered. Well, I hope that we can play better in the second half, and maybe he can be very central to some of the success we're having. And then, I like what you're saying, though, Kareem. I think that we should start putting his name next to ROTY more often right now and try and get him in the conversation. Media, hello, do your job. Matt Devlin, go on then and say Jacoby Roy on the broadcast a bit for the second half of the season. I think that will do him a very good job there. Yeah. It's annoying, man. It's annoying, but it's, you know what? That's always been the way in the NBA. When you're one of the bottom 5 teams, you're not winning any awards. That's just how it is. We got to be at least a play-in team. And, last year we weren't that good, and we managed to get Scotty on the All-Star. And a lot of people don't think that that's a bona fide All-Star. They really think he's a fraud All-Star because he wasn't voted in by the fans. He wasn't selected by the coaches. He was put on the All-Star team by Adam Silver. And I know it's annoying, but you know what? We just got to keep going and try and get accolades and do what we do. Jacoby, I want you to be Rookie of the Year. Go get it if you can. And hopefully the team will be good enough to allow you to. Yeah, let's see. Fiercely saying, I really appreciate Jacoby's game. He is showing amazing athleticism and hustle. Great score as well. The future is bright. It's really weird. There's always a rookie learning curve, and this guy's kind of not on it. He's just come in and he's already said, I love that Vince was talking about him saying, this guy's just a hooper. He's a scorer. He puts that ball in the hoop. And in some ways, when Alvin was asking Vince Carter in the broadcast last night, what is that like when you're so good and how you do your offense and being aggressive and thinking about what you're going to do next on the court? And he's like, oh, you just got to keep bringing it at them. Vince talking about that. Jacoby's interesting because there's usually a lot of bumps in rookies, the understanding of how to play the NBA at that level with the physicality, the speed of it, and just all the things and adjusting to it. And Jacoby is really like he just got in the water and he's swimming like so well. He's not like floundering or anything in that water. He's just going. And I appreciate that about him. He's very special. He's very, very special. In some ways, we needed a guy like this to come in and do this kind of stuff and not have a whole lot of rookie mistakes and be a mess and kind of have to go through a development curve with a lot of negative stuff on it. Thank God. Thank you, Walter. We appreciate you coming in prepackaged with a lot of good NBA Pro stuff from Baylor. We appreciate you so much, man. I think it's also a testament to there's very good mentorship on the Raptors between the coaches and the veteran players. It doesn't hurt that Davion Mitchell's on this team, a friend of his from before that can really, really kind of help him in his own personal way get through things. And we're watching the game last night, my nephew and niece and dad, and I'm telling them all the connections on the team. Like Jonathan was best friends with Scott, and RJ and AJ have known each other since they were kids. And Emmanuel and RJ are best friends. And Davion and Jacoby went to Baylor, and Oshai and Grady went to Kansas. And it's just like they're all connected really well. And it's really, really smart how the Raptors are looking for those extra bonus connections. And they really are helping the team have a team synergy of all for one, one for all. And I play for my friend. I play for my childhood buddy. I play for my teammate from college. These are kind of bonds that can really get more gumption and more unity in playing on the court. And Team Canada ties between Kelly and RJ. And yeah, there's a lot there that the Raptors have built a web in their franchise of connection. And it's really paying off. It's really, really paying off. In fact, I think that in some ways on the down low, the team we played last night has done that with their Villanova connections. And that's just, I think that that's a way that the NBA teams are trying to garner an extra edge is look at existing relationships and see who might have a little extra bonus added because they're playing alongside somebody they really care about and want to play beside. I mean, I'm telling you, Jonathan's presence on this team is a very, very good thing for Scotty Barnes. It's a very, very good thing for Scotty. Yeah, it's really awesome, man. All right, let's see what's up with the next comment. The Fiercey saying right now, if Knicks were to play Celtics or Cavs, they lose. I completely agree with you. We're getting to see all the teams as we go through the season. We've seen the Knicks twice. I'm telling you, they're frauds. I'm not going to put down the Celtics. I will respect them. They're champions. They have a good system, and they're doing things the right way to try and repeat right now. Cavaliers, absolutely a hot start. I hate the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I don't talk down. I talk down them usually, but I can't this year because they are legit and they are really, really doing well. Kenny Atkinson has been fantastic hire as a coach of the Cavaliers. But yeah, the Knicks are third, and I don't think that they're in the same bracket as those two teams above them. And I think Fiercey's exactly right here. Kareem saying, Lex, I think you're half-assing. You need to turn your hat to the side or backwards to get the full future is bright statement. All right, you want me to do this? Oh no, that's going to show too much Chrome Dome. Yo, what's up, yo? Is that good? Is that good? All right, hang on. Where's my paisano? You can say, yeah. All right, a little bit more Flavor Flav here right now. Yeah, boy. I do kind of look like Flavor Flav a little bit. I'm like white Flavor Flav. Flavor Love. Yeah, let's go. All right, let's see. Randolph's here. Happy blessings to our beloved Raptor Freaks. Most informative game. Enjoy the season of love, joy, peace, generosity, and unity. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Back at you, Randolph Phillips. Blessings to Phillips family, all the Raptor Freak families, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of the Raptor Freak families. Also, you guys, man, Randolph, thank you so much for your positivity. You're loyal. You're coming in every single day and giving us blessings. It really is one of the bright spots on the stream for me. When you come in and you and Trevor and the words of wisdom stuff is just so on point. I appreciate you, man. Yes, the time for all what he said here: love, joy, peace, generosity, and unity. Don't forget that generosity. In some ways, it is the season of giving. And it's not necessarily just giving to your loved ones, the people like your friends and family. Give to some strangers, give to people out there that are needy and may need the help very badly right now. So, yeah, salute and blessings and love to you, Randolph, on this holiday week. Yes, yes. I love the little emoticons too there. Trevor J saying Darko says what he likes about Jacoby. He's not afraid of who is on the other side. Yeah, I mean, he's got a supreme confidence, and you know where that comes from. It's from hard work, it's from repetition, it's from understanding you're doing things the right way so that this is just the result that you earned because you put in that time and that work. Jacoby's a young guy and he's no nonsense. In some ways, he's such an enigma to me when he showed up. I'd heard the hype about him when he was coming up. I knew about him that he was a very, very talented young player way before he came to the NBA, but I didn't know how much he'd translate to this league. And this is the crazy thing. This is probably why he dropped the 19, is because a lot of GMs may have been a little worried about him. In this league, it's important to have size. And in some ways, he's undersized his position at 6'5". But I guess that a lot of people slept on his wingspan and his very, very big hands and how he defensively makes up for maybe missing a couple of inches at his position by having that wingspan and the defensive tenacity that he has. No, Jacoby is absolutely wowing me. And, after the beginning of the season and seeing Mobo come out and absolutely kill it for us, and then, Jameson coming out of the woodwork and Jamal Shed, it's like, wow, I couldn't think that I could get even more impressed when Jacoby finally got healthy and got out there. But I am. And in fact, Jacoby Walter may be the most impressive rookie that I'm talking about right now for the Raptors. And that's really stiff competition between Jamal Shed, Mobo, Battle, and even Prince Shamshay, even though he's really got a long way to go to catch up in certain ways too. But yeah, man. Yeah, Darko, very, frustrated. I could tell. In some ways, it's annoying, man, what's going on right now with our team. It's tough, but this is a testament to a great coaching staff, a great organization that we hold it together. Once again, teams that get into positions like we are with our record and the losing usually turn on each other. And there's a lot of bad things that start happening internally, but that's not happening here. And this is what all the Darko haters need to understand is that if we were turning on each other and we were having all kinds of issues with people, not getting along, then it would be bad. It may be partly what I was just describing, all the connections of relationships on our team. And they just understand it's like, no, we're not going to do this way, that we're all for one for all, because I love you, man. You're my brother. You're my guy I grew up with. You're my old teammate. So yeah, it's really, that's once again, last year and this year, that's Darko's biggest strengths, is not letting the ship go down because we're going down in the record. That's what I'm saying right there. Boom goes a dynamite. Cream saying, I loved that you packed your future in bright shades to go to Atlanta. Did you bring Justin Bieber too? I sure Customs would have questioned you. No. All right, we'll keep the facade of realism on this and say, you're not supposed to bring animals across a board and a border. And this is the thing. Justin Bieber has not had his shots. So it's like they want that paperwork from the vet, and I'll be like, yeah. And plus, like you said, if Customs saw him, they may be like, what the hell is that in there? I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't even flinch. Who knows? The TSA workers, the people that work at the airport, they probably see all kinds of crazy stuff, especially around the holidays with people bringing gifts. They might not even flinch if they saw a beaver puppet in some grown man's thing. They could just think maybe I'm a children's show host of a TV show or something like that. I don't know, but I didn't bring him. No, he's a Canadian beaver. He belongs in Canada, but actually he was living here before I brought him home. Actually, that's where I got Justin Bieber, was from this house. My brother found him and he had him in storage, and he said, I want you to have this. And then he became my co-host on the show. That's the story. And that was right around when I did the streams with my niece and nephew about the mascots way back. That's when I got Justin Bieber, was then. No, he's not here, but the classic card box is, and so is my Future So Bright glasses. That's right. That's right. That's pretty funny, man. Yeah, I think that either I need a shot list of all he's up to date on his shots, or they're going to give me some weird questions at Customs. I just didn't even want to open that door. When I travel these days, I really do think about, I don't even bring like a lighter anymore, because like they're so weird about taking you aside for weird stuff, liquids or anything. They're checking your shoes. So just to be smart and just avoid the hassle of any slowdown at Pearson, I just don't bring anything that could be questionably a problem there. I really don't. And Justin might be one of those things. I remember a long time ago, I went to the airport with my grandmother and we were flying to Florida. And she had some salad with her, and she didn't really think about it because she's older. And honestly, the rules for flying have changed so much. They took her into a little room like she was a criminal because she had a salad on her. And I'm just like, after that experience, I was like, you know what? I'm not bringing anything weird on any flights anymore. And that includes my beaver co-host. So, all right, Zinako saying Jacoby over Mobo over Battle, and Battle over Shed. Happy with all of them. I don't know. Okay, Gerald's once again wanting to rank these players. All right, I won't agree with your rankings. I don't kind of totally want to rank them because it's not like we want to make a hierarchy. But if we're doing a Raptors rookie rankings, Jacoby number one. I'm going to say Shed number two. I think that you're wrong on this one. I think Shed's number two, Mobo's number three, Battle's number four, and Shamshay's number five. So if we're going to do a Raptor rookie ranking real quick, I'm going to say Walter, Shed, Mobo, Battle, and then Shamshay. Because in some ways, Shed is a little bit more advanced in a couple different ways than the other guys with Walter. And yeah, that's important. You know, Shed getting scratched last night from the lineup sucked. In some ways, I wish we had Jamal Shed last night, but he had a little bit of an injury and was not able to play at the last minute last night. So it's kind of like a switch off from Shed being available on Sunday night, and then Mitchell jumped in that spot in those minutes on Monday night. So yeah, Shed, I thought he could have been a factor to help us in the New York game last night for sure. But yeah, if we're going to do rookie rankings, it's Jacoby, Jamal, Jonathan, Jameson, and then our Prince. Yeah, that's what I would say right there. Don't forget our guy Shamshay. Fiercely saying it's so weird to see OG now playing with Bridges, who had called him a role player. Yeah, you think that's a role player, Mikal Bridges? Look what that man just did for your team last night. Crazy scoring. The man could have missed. Like, I was so annoyed with that. And OG was so locked in. Yeah, it is what it is. It be what it be. That's right. All right, let's do the stars of the game real quick since I'm kind of ignored that so far. My number one star of the game is Scotty Barnes. You know, I was really proud of Scotty. He finally had his bounce back game. And, you know, this is the weird thing. Scotty got out there and immediately at the beginning of the game, he was limping. It was before they even jumped the jump ball. He's walking around like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's limping. And a lot of people on social media last night were critical of the Raptors and Darko Rajakovic for playing Scotty so much last night. It's like, if this man has nagging injuries and it's a blowout, why is Scotty still out there in the fourth quarter, Darko? And I kind of agree with this. I think that the sweet spot, the middle ground on this should have been Scotty plays the minimum minutes or just a little, or how many much while the game's still competitive, keep him out there. But if he's over that time and he can qualify for playing that game as far as his games played for the season and all that, the stuff he needs to do for contract stuff, then why play him late like that, risking him further injury like that? That is one thing I also did not totally agree with last night because it's obvious Scotty is not 100%, but he's given his all and he's out there. And I love this. And they pointed this out on the broadcast, Matt Devlin, Alvin, and Vince. Good job last night. Just a little bit of glazing of the Knicks by Vince, but nothing too egregious that I'm mad at him. Scotty was he did a lot of things that we've been kind of talking about on this channel. Start inside and go out. And he did. He started in the inside with his offense. He found real gold. He really was scoring very, very well right from the bat of the game because he was getting inside. And then later on, he started to come out further and he was having more success that way. The other thing I really like about this, and this may be a hidden benefit to Scotty being hurt right now, and this is what Alvin said, it's like sometimes if you're hurt and you're not totally 100%, you really concentrate on the fundamentals and the basic things that you can do to help your team. And what this is with Scott is exceptional team defense. There's some stuff he's done in the last two games against the Rockets and the Knicks that's just top level as far as deflections, steals, and blocks. And I like that a lot. So Scotty, in some ways, hurt Scotty is like a fundamentally really good Scotty in some ways. Some of the stuff can't be as flashy. Maybe he's not as showboaty because he's a little bit hurt and he's trying his ass off for his team. I also have to commend Scott for playing hurt right now. I mean, that's some players would be like, yeah, I'll sit out. I don't care. and I'm going to take the season, partly off because, in some ways it's just like this. Think of Kawhi Leonard. But no, Scotty's going out there and he is hurt and he's playing very, very well, even though he's hurt. So Scotty's my number one star. I'm really proud of you, man. You went inside out. And honestly, man, you're a team leader and you really do set the tone. 10 for 20 from the field. He shot 50%. Is night and day from Sunday night. He did miss all three of his threes. So the range is just not there. And that kind of makes sense if your hips kind of bothering you and stuff. I don't think that they're right about what they say he's wrong heart with. This ankle is not the issue. It's a hip injury right now, media. You're not paying close enough attention like the Raptor freak is. Scotty said the ankle injury healed 2 days after he rolled it on the first game against the Knicks on Cat's foot. And it's the hip check that he took on Thursday against Brooklyn that is the thing that's hindering him in the last two games. So pay attention, media. You keep talking about the ankle. It's not the ankle, it's the hip right now, at least from what I can discern from watching very, very closely. Scotty did miss some free throws last night, which annoyed me. There was some free throw misses. Bad RJ at the free throw line showed up for a little while last night. And that's annoying, especially in a game where we can't afford to lose any opportunities for scoring in a game in a very high pressure situation like the game last night. Scotty had 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 5 turnovers, 24 points in 36 minutes, leading the Raptors in scoring. Yeah, no, I love you, Scott. And I think that this was fantastic. Bounce back game and now get some rest, some well needed rest on the holidays and with your family and just have a fantastic Merry Christmas. I love you, Scotty. Happy holidays to you, man. And we'll see you in Memphis on Boxing Day. Yeah, you guys get your rest right now. But yeah, Scotty's my number one star. My second star of the game is Trey Boucher. My guy Chris came into the game off the bench and he was just phenomenal. We know that Chris has been energy personified. Monique has been exactly right with him being in the rotation still and just being that man. Like he was mixing up. We had him making money threes and then like attacking the rim and throwing it on their heads again. So Chris is playing a very high level right now. 19 minutes for Chris, 5 of 6 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3. Absolutely outstanding 3-point shooting. 2 for 2 at the free throw line, taking care of that. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals for Chris, a block, +5 in a very much of a rout of a game, honestly, with 16 points in 19 minutes, filling it up with the minutes per points per minutes too. So yeah, I salute you, Slim Duck. And I hope that you have a Feliz Navidad. Yeah, I know that's the wrong language, but still, I'm just going to say Feliz Navidad to you, Chris Boucher. We're going to have a great holiday. And yeah, I just wish the best for you and your loved ones on this holiday season. And Chris, you just keep being Chris. Whatever shall be, shall be. Que sera, sera. But here's to a great 2025 for you and the Raptors, Chris Boucher. I love you, man. I love you, Chris. All right, my third star of the game. I waffled on this. I went back and forth. I really wanted to put Walter here because honestly, Walter had a fantastic game. But in some ways, he didn't stat stuff. And in some ways, Walter did what Walter did. I mean, but I'm going to give it to RJ. I'm really happy that RJ played last night. And in some ways, it was a tough environment. Once again, he's going in against his old team. There's some emotions. There's a lot of different onus on him in particular. Emmanuel's out. He's not involved in this right now because he's sitting on the bench. But RJ, in some ways, there's more of a spotlight and a magnifying glass on him than anybody in this kind of situation because of his past with the Knicks and, the trials and tribulations that he went through while he was on that franchise. RJ was out there for 33 minutes, 7 of 13 from the field. So he shot over 50%. So you can't get mad at him, Knicks fans, and say, oh, that guy is so bad at his efficiency. 1 for 4 from 3. The free throw line, 8 of 11, did annoy me. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 turnovers, 25 points for RJ. Yeah, it's a solid bounce back game from being sick. RJ said after the game, Savannah Hamilton interviewing him, RJ, what it was like to get out there? How are you feeling? He's like, I feel good enough, just good enough to play. So yeah, he's still sick, and he went out there and played. We got Scotty playing hobbled, and we got RJ coming back from puking all weekend. And these guys are warriors, and they're getting out there and putting it on the court and playing for their team, even when they're not 100%. So I salute you, RJ Barrett. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas to you, my Canadian hero. We love you for Team Canada and for the Toronto Raptors. And dude, you're just the best, man. And the thing I love about this is it doesn't matter what's going on with RJ. He's so consistently just smiling and just upbeat and tough. and just being a great leader on this team of showing like, guys, we can't let ourselves get down. We got to continue to fight. And that's all I want in a leader for a team like this. And they all follow him like that, just like they follow Scotty. So RJ, happy Merry Christmas to you, your loved ones, and all your family and friends. And here's to a great 2025 next year, my guy. Yeah, Jacoby Walter, honorable mention. I'll go ahead and put him on here as an honorable mention because I want to say, like, look, Jacoby, 4 for 5 from the field. That you can't get much more efficient than that. 8 of 10 at the free throw line, so he's getting the line, and he's an 80% free throw shooter as of last night. He did miss his only 3-point shot, and he didn't really get any stats. That's kind of the reason why I put him on the outside looking in as far as honorable mention. 1 rebound, 2 blocks is basically the stats he got. He did have 2 turnovers, 16 points for Jacoby in 25 minutes. If I was going to do an extra star, it would be him. So, yeah, great job by the leaders of the Raptors, Scotty and RJ last night. Yeah, once again, we can say woulda, coulda, shoulda. We had Emmanuel, we had Jakob, we had Bruce Brown, we had Jamal Shed. There's a lot of things that we're missing to be a full complement. And this has been reiterated by our broadcast team a lot of these games this year. That, wow, Vince is even saying it last night. Like, when these guys get healthy and everybody's here, this team's going to be very, very good. And I appreciate that you're recognizing that, Air Canada Carter. I appreciate you, Raptors legend. That's right. I love in the middle of the game, they're showing Alvin and Vince cooking the Knicks 25 years ago in the playoffs. That's right. We owned you back then. Boogie Williams sitting down at courtside with Matt Devlin and Vince Williams. Well, he was Mr. Clutch. Vince Carter, sorry. And he was Mr. Clutch in playing against the Knicks and getting our Raptors our very first playoff victories. Vince Carter and Alvin Williams were the guys who were doing that. I mean, they are a huge part of our 30-year history because the first time we ever won in the playoffs, they were our leaders on the team, the point guard and the franchise face. And boy, I have so much fun watching those old clips of them killing the Knicks in those playoff series from back then. So thank you, Raptors broadcast, for bringing back the good memories of us beating the Knicks in the playoffs for our first playoff series win. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it's that's the kind of stuff that is the reason why, Trevor, the Knicks fans act like they won a championship when they beat the Raptors, because we really have been a source of their nightmares for a good part of our 30 years that we've been in this league. That's why they act like that. I'm telling you right now. That's why they do that. All right, let's see. Nako's saying OG's better than McHale. Oh, for sure. I don't think that Knicks fans would argue with you on that. I think that a lot of people that are Knicks fans may even tell you that OG's the most important player on the Knicks right now. Some would argue it's Jalen Brunson. Maybe some would say it's actually Cat. OG is the middle and the most important. He's like a pillar of strength in the middle of your organization. And don't disrespect it. And understand that this man is absolutely essential to the Knicks' success going forward. And in some ways, the Knicks' success goes with whether OG Anunoby's health is right. That's what I say right there. It totally goes with it. It is hand in hand. That's right. Trevor's saying I had to put a guy in a pressure hold who wanted to fight my friend, so I had to end the conflict real fast. Whoa! That's what I'm saying. He is a real one, RFF, going into enemy lines, going to MSG, and there's actually a fracas in the audience next to Trevor J because his friend was getting a fight with some guy, and Trevor put a guy in a pressure hold. Wow. I didn't know it was a WWE event last night. I didn't know that they booked something like Survivor Series or something at the game last night. Wow, Trevor. Well, I know Trevor's a very big person, and that is why it's like, look, this man will go into LA. He'll go into whatever, Miami, wherever. He'll go to games, and he knows he can take care of himself. He'll be all right. And, well, he showed that again last night. So, New York, what are you doing? You trying to get all in our Commissioner Trevor J's face, his friend's face? No, you're going to find out. And just stay a little bit of arm's length away. That's what I'll say right there. Yeah, good job, Trevor, holding it down. And, yeah, there's no place in this. Hooliganism around sports has always been an ugly black eye to sports, especially over in like England with the way those soccer fans act over there. So yeah, we don't have no time for this or any of this kind of behavior on this continent. So yeah, you sports fans that are trying to fight each other and coming out of the games and stuff like that, get over yourself and get counseling. How about that? That's what I tell them. Get counseling. That's right. G saying, did Jacoby remind you of Ben Mathurin? That's an interesting comparison, G. That's an interesting comparison, G. Um, I mean, all right, this is kind of similar to the one we kind of did the other day, where it's like a high flyer. Like Ben Mathurin's a pretty high flyer. Like it was Clyde Drexler the other day, right? It was we were talking about Clyde Drexler, and I say that they're all kind of they're all kind of similar. I want to see Jacoby take off more. We've seen some guys take off recently. Grady getting up there and getting that putback dunk. We saw Jamison Battle get up there and throw a hammer down last night. That was absolutely a beautiful play when Jamison got that breakaway through the lane and went that was eye opening to me as far as Battle. You know what? When I see Jacoby elevate and I see Jacoby start doing some real big throwdowns, then maybe I'll start seeing the Drexler Mathurin kind of like glide kind of through the air kind of stuff. Maybe it's the tenacity, maybe it's there's certain like moves that are similar and that they do. So yeah, gee, once again, I don't know if that's a horrible comparison. That could be very legit. That could be very legit. Milbester's here. All right, guys. Of course, our Knicks freak is coming to our friendly Knicks freak. Our guy, Milbester, is here. Of course, number one Knicks fan that is in the Raptor Freak Nation. We love you, Milbester. Happy holidays to you, sir. And I hope that you're all very well and things are going good. Dominican Republic's winning games, and you're just happy, my guy. In some ways, listen, this is the thing, man. He's on the enemy side. But in some ways, we love our guy, Milbester. Let's see what he's saying here. Good morning, Lex. Stopping by after the second game of the season against your Raptors. Definitely a blowout rebound game after the controversial first game. You saw how well OG and Cat have been playing. Yeah, all the respect due to the former Raptor, OG Anunoby. But Cat, I can't stand that guy. And he's so cocky. In some ways, he smiles and makes faces like Bill Cosby used to in Jell-O commercials. That's really annoying to me. Like, who the hell are you, Cat? And like, no, it's like he gets on a team that has notoriety and he feels real good and he just gets so cocky. In some ways, yeah. Were you like this in Minnesota too? No, I don't think you were. So it's like in some ways a personality trait and part of Cat is really ugly in New York and it's annoying. Yeah, I'm not going to give Cat any credit, man. I'm sorry. I just won't because I hate the guy right now. In fact, he's becoming like my second hated center in the league behind Joel Embiid. But we'll look at OG real quick. 34 minutes from Mr. Anunoby, 13 of 15 from the field. That is so good. 4 of 6 from 3, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, a plus 25 with 31 points in 31 minutes. OG absolutely efficient. And, the trending of him getting games like this was evident in the years in the Raptors this last couple of years. He had a couple games where he just explode offensively and just get huge number. And that's what this is. Now, the announcers were saying that OG's been struggling from 3 recently, but he looked pretty good and pretty dialed in last night. I don't know if he's getting up to try and play against his former team. I think he's just going about his business because that's just how OG is. It could very well be that we were a softer opponent and he was able to do what he's supposed to do. I'm not getting mad at you and say definitely a blowout rebound game, but it is what it is. And in fact, there were times last night, once again, where we'd have lineups out there that I felt like could hang with the Knicks physically up front and then nothing. There were times where Cat absolutely ate our lunch because we're playing somebody that can't box him out. And that's really annoying to me. We're talking about in the broadcast that the Raptors didn't have any second chance points because we couldn't get any offensive rebounds. Well, that's because there's nobody out there that's taller than Cat or can physical Cat. And he's going to soak them all up. The defensive rebounds for the Knicks, and we don't have a chance to get in there and get second chance points. So Darko, man, seriously, the best we did against Cat was when Kelly was out there last night. Kelly was physical and pushing him around, and even when Cat tried to get inside shots, Olynyk was stymieing him. And I'm telling you, I'm sick of this Mobo starting crap. Seriously, Mobo's great, and maybe you're trying to build his confidence and stuff like that, but he's not a true starting center. And when we play him in the start of the game against a guy like Cat, well, look, it worked out last night to an extent. But seriously, to do this, you have to have Scotty shadow Jonathan come constantly to be able to have the physicalness and length to try and match just one singular player, Karl Anthony Towns. So, yeah, I don't agree with the Raptors playing so small. And in fact, the best lineup I saw out there last night for physicality matching the Knicks was the one with Olynyk, Barnes, and Boucher in the front court. And that's a confident front line. And we need to have enough personnel with size to have that amount to battle with them down low. That was the only time in the game where I felt like we had a chance near the basket. And yeah, Cat is difficult if you don't have a true center active and playing on your team. And that guy is in a hoodie on the bench and he's Austrian. Yeah, that's annoying. It's annoying. It's very, very, very annoying. Annoying. Milbester, salute to you. Happy holidays to you, sir. Happy Festivus, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, happy whatever you celebrate, Milbester. And appreciate you, man. I miss you sometimes when you're not here. Seriously, my guy. Even though you fill it up so much. Trevor saying Clippers beat the Grizzlies. Norman scored 29 points. Fantastic. Yeah, there were a lot of games in the association last night. I like to see the Celtics lose last night. That was awesome. I like to see the Lakers lose last night. That was awesome. Yeah, there was a lot of games last night. A lot of games last night. Milbester saying, Lex, we got some snow last night and the night before. We got a white Christmas Eve, but it's not going to snow for a white Christmas Day. Laugh out loud. Weather been cold in the East Coast here in Canada. Yeah, I escaped the Great White North, and I am currently in Atlanta, Georgia, Milbester. So yeah, I am in a bit warmer weather, but you know what? It's not much warmer. It's been very chilly here too while I've been here. But yeah, salute to you, man. Salute to you. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. There you go. Woo! Of course, tomorrow, my great Christmas tradition of singing a Raptors parody holiday song will be coming tomorrow. So I'll be dropping that. I won't have a stream live with you guys as far as like you can chat. I'm turning the chat off tomorrow. I'm coming in for 5 minutes. I'll sing my song. I'll wish you all a happy holidays and give you the gift of my crazy song. And then I will get back with you guys on Thursday for the preview game for the Memphis Grizzlies game on Boxing Day. So yeah, a little scheduling note there. Yeah, Fiercely saying surprise Milbester isn't with us, but not really complaining. Yeah, he is here. Milbester's here. He's here. He's here, Fiercely. Yeah, you're here. Please be nice with us. He's fine. He's very. You know what? This is what a gracious winner is. In some ways, Milbester is a history with us, and you know what? I appreciate that you respect the rules of our channel, Milbester, and that you are able to talk to us in an honorable way where we can just kind of like go back and forth and talk. And Milbester, like it once again, salute to you, Knicks Freak, for coming in and representing your nation on our channel right now. Yeah, yeah. G saying fiercely, he literally commented above you. In all fairness, Raptors were missing 4 key players and played 5 rookies. Yeah, reality check. Come on now. Who were we playing last night? Come on now. And honestly, I'm so proud. This is why I'm wearing these today. Is the last 5 minutes of the game last night. Seeing Shamshay out there, AJ Lawson and Battle and Mobo and them and that unit, Jacoby. That's such a young, future is bright unit. And it was so cool. It's really, really good. We got Prince Shamshay out there for a little bit of a taste of bright lights of big city, of the NBA, at the highest pressure kind of building. In some ways, MSG is not easy to play in. You see all these celebrities around there. The fans are very knowledgeable. The fans are very rabid to win, and they're cocky, and they talk a lot of trash. And in some ways, it's a lot of more hostile in MSG than the average NBA arena. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, as evidenced by Trevor's experience last night. So yeah, getting those young guys out there and getting a dip in the very deep waters of that is very, very good in some ways. Shamshay can relate to this for the rest of his career. He got his home debut in the very first game of the season, didn't play a game since last night. So he's only got 2 NBA games. And boy, that one last night was in a very much in the Shark Tank. Yeah, let's go over the rest of the box score for the Raptors team. Jonathan Mobo in the starting lineup, even though I don't agree with it, he was effective in the beginning of the game. 23 minutes, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 at the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, minus 20 with 8 points. He just can't match the length of a true NBA center. I'm sorry. He's a really good glue guy, but he is not a starting center. We can't keep doing this, Darko. We really can't. Ochai Agbaji, 2 of 8, 0 of 4 from 3. He had a rough shooting night last night. 2 rebounds, 1 assist, a minus 15 with 4 points. Grady Dick was fine. Honestly, Grady was close to getting a star last night. He didn't shoot as well as he could have, but he was just a little off. There was a lot of irritants out there. A lot of irritants. 5 of 13 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. He made all 4 of his free throws. Thank you. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 16 points in 31 minutes with a -6. Yeah, Grady was fine. He's fine. Kelly, 18 minutes, 2 of 3, made both his 3 pointers. Very happy that Kelly was not hesitating and taking those threes. I like it when Kelly's making threes. In fact, I think when Kelly Olynyk makes at least 2 or 3 threes a game, we have the best chance to win. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, my a +7 with 6 points. See, that's what I'm saying right there. There's evidence right there, Darko, that Kelly Olynyk is more of a true center, and in some ways, he might be needing to start right now, just like last season, in the absence of Jakob Poeltl, because Kelly is holding it down with kind of gutsy, dirty physicality around the basket, and at least he can like really kind of try and slow down Cat, because Cat was really difficult to guard by our team last night. And you need that veteran wiliness, even if he's not totally a true center. He's going to be out there putting physicality, and he knows the veteran know how of how to box him out and kind of make Cat a little bit less effective. So I'm saying that's evidence right there. We got blown out last night, but Kelly Olynyk's a +7. So something was right there. Come on now. Jamison Battle 1 for 3. He missed both his 3-point attempts. 2 for 2 at the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 points. And 2 of those points was his thunderous dunk, maybe his best highlight of the year as far as going to the basket. Really, really cool. Shamshay, only 4 minutes out there. He got a rebound, but he was a +5. And you know what? In some ways, Shamshay in there late showed a little bit like what I was just talking about, Kelly. He was a presence. And in some ways, we won those minutes when those guys were out there. They ate up their lead a bit and got it down to 14 by the end of the game, which is phenomenal, because we were down by over 30 at some points. Like we were down by 30 at one point, right? So I love that. And Shamshay actually had a presence out there where he looked like he was like very much a deterrent around the basket for, well, the end of the bench Knicks, you know. Yeah, yeah. What a luxury to have Landry Shamet coming in as an extra roster spot. The Knicks get it's so dirty. The ex privileges that the Knicks get. Davion Mitchell, 12 minutes, 2 for 3, hit his only 3-pointer, 3 assists, 1 turnover, a -18 with 5 points. Yeah, Davion wasn't in there for a whole lot. In some ways, I wish they had played him more, because I felt like he was so effective against Jalen Brunson in the first Knicks game that in some ways Davion maybe should have played more, but maybe he's not totally 100%. And Darko had to keep that into account there. AJ Lawson making his Raptors debut, making his only shot, which was a 3-pointer, which is fantastic. He was a +5 in 4 minutes. Yeah, you know that I'm really, really proud of the last 5 minutes. In fact, the first quarter was awesome. Getting into the second was okay until that lineup change that I totally hated and ruined the game. And then the whole middle part of the game sucked. And then in the fourth quarter, when we took the starters out and let those guys go in, I liked the game again then. And I guess those were when the Raptors were actually either holding serve with the Knicks or actually beating them. So yeah, that's how it goes right there. That's right. Milbester's saying, what do you mean, Fiercey? Quickly was hurt too. Only RJ was playing last night. It was good to see him play against his former team. I miss RJ on the Knicks. Yeah, it's weird. Some Knicks fans really hate RJ. Like I saw on Blue Skies last night, somebody tweeted, "Is if you're a Knicks fan that still misses RJ, go seek therapy." I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you heartless? Did you not like enjoy him? I mean, listen, it can't be that much different what RJ's doing for our team, for your team. I know maybe he's more efficient on our team and he fits better, but there never was a change in RJ's demeanor and drive to be a champion and try and play as hard as he can and give it all for his team. And that's the thing I don't get. Knicks fans that hate RJ Barrett, didn't he sacrifice and try and do as much as he can to help y'all? And maybe sometimes he failed, and that's why y'all hated him. Yeah, that's not being a true fan. I look at my players that play for my team and say, you know what? If they're giving it their all, they're out there playing hurt like Scotty Barnes. They're out there playing after they threw up all weekend like RJ Barrett. I give them a lot of credit for that, and I love them for it because they're doing things that is not exactly easy. So Knicks fans that don't have a very rosy view of RJ Barrett, like our good friend Milbester, get over yourself. And maybe the part of the problem is you, and it's not this guy, because he played his heart out for your team. And in some ways, he is a part of y'all's history, just like he's going to be a part of ours. He is already. And you want to honor your alumni. You want to honor your alumni. And in some ways, maybe at some point, RJ Barrett will have to circle around and be a part of your celebrations after he retires. And y'all need to give him his due respect. That's what I'm saying. There's too much disrespect from Knicks Nation for Rowan Barrett Jr. is what I'm gonna say right there. Yeah, I applaud you, Milbestra, as being a pro RJ Knicks fan because there are different ones. Seriously, there really are. Kareem saying Milbestra, the Yankees, Mets, Devils, Rangers, Giants, Jets still suck. Enjoy your parade. You beat a 7-win team. There's no reason to be venomous towards him. I mean, are all those teams bad? I don't think that's actually true. Wow, you included the New Jersey teams just to really cover the region. Cream, you're so funny sometimes, man. I love you, man. Let's see. G saying OG is going to be key for the Knicks in the playoffs. Yeah, he may be absolutely essential. I'm telling you, they are going to go with what happens with him and his health. So Thibodeau, you better watch out, man. Especially like, what are you doing playing Jalen Brunson late into the fourth like that when we're down by like over 20? And we're playing our bench, our end of our bench, and you still have your starters out. You're a madman, Tom Thibodeau. You are a madman for doing that. Seriously, it's crazy. Crazy. Milbester saying, laugh out loud, Kareem, the Liberty won the WNBA championship this year, and we had the parade before the Knicks season. It's their first WNBA title after they had so many opportunities to win one. That's right. A little refresher for our good friend, Mr. Buttdial. Yeah, they are champions with the WNBA team currently right now. And go that. You know what? I'm going to give Milbester a dunk for standing up for himself and speaking facts because that is true. Is exactly true what you just said there. So yeah, where's Milbester? He's on here. I know he is. There you go, Milbester. You're at 42 for the season now. You got the old Yaka Pirtle number now. Yeah, there you go. All right, see, Cream saying WNBA gifted the Liberty a chip. Oh, counterpoint. Sorry if I'm coming off as a hater. That's because I am. Bravo, chap. All right, dunk champion. We'll get one there that because honestly, there's some ways it's very true. The WNBA screwed over the Minnesota Lynx in that finals game to a degree. I will totally agree with this. In some ways, the referees were very crucial in that Liberty victory. So, Kareem, you're at 5'10 now. You're just like the old Queen Street streetcar. That's how Toronto I am. I'm calling out the number like the streetcars now. Let's see. Mobester's saying, Lap out. Lex, learn that Spanish. It's the best language ever. You can chill with all the Spanish Hispanic communities for our Feliz Navidad. Como tu eres on Canadians. I love it, man. Hey, listen. I have my Italian friend. I have French friends. I want Spanish friends like Milbester. Yeah, I want to be an international friend to all. That's right. I may butcher some languages, but I'm trying. I'm trying here. I'm not very good at English sometimes. Feliz Navidad to you, my good friend Milbester. That's right. She's saying that WNBA chip looked pretty rigged. Watch the entire series. The commissioner was wearing a New York dress. Ooh, oh, Kathy, come on now. What are you doing there? Yeah, all right. G's on there too. All right, we're gonna give G a dunk. Just for being G for so many years watching this channel. G, you're the best, man. 131 for our original trivia champion. Really, really cool. Fiercely saying, I'm a New York Liberty fan, so I'll respectfully step out of this conversation. A Homer Simpson in the bushes meme. All right, Fiercey's making me laugh too. You know what? It's the seasons of giving. 280 for Fiercey Salsera for making the Homer Simpson's bush reference here. She's stepping out because she's like, all right, she's with Milbester on this one, Cream. I'm sorry. Eye Candy is on the Liberty side on this one. That's all. I'm sorry. Cream saying that G, Cat is known for flopping in the playoffs, and OG might bruise his pinky and sideline him for 6 months. We'll just have to see how it all plays out. The season only gets one champion by the end of it, right? And all of the 29 other teams have their stories for how it all plays out. So we'll just have to see. I think there's better candidates in this season for winning the championship than the Knicks right now. I really do think that what Vince and Alvin were saying is the Achilles heel of the Knicks, that they may be very strong in their starting lineup and maybe their next two guys off the bench, but the rest of that team is suspect. And that is the problem. They may not be deep enough to go deep into the playoffs is what we're saying right here. Yeah. Stargate saying, good morning, Rapid Free crew. Good morning to you, Stargate, the man that escaped the machine. Season's greetings to all. Have a safe and enjoyable holiday with your families, fully healthy. This team is at least a 6 seed in the East. I would say they're even higher, honestly. Because, like, really, seriously, if we had certain players out there, they would rectify some of the weaknesses that we have right now. Obviously, Jakob Pertl is a great counterbalance to the great Karl Anthony Towns of the New York Knicks right now. I don't know why I called him great just now. But in some ways, he's like that level because of the skill and the height and the talent that he has. And in some ways, we needed a counterbalance. So there's all kinds of things we could be doing better. I often think about these days just how much we would be better if Emmanuel Quickly had been healthy this whole season. That is a huge one right there because that dude is one of the highest paid players on our team. And that's a huge salary chunk that is not being utilized for the Raptors this season so far. And that sucks. And we will never know until he comes back and we get them all out there healthy. But I am totally with this. I think everybody's with this. I think everybody understands this, whether it's the media, whether it's other people in the NBA. They know the Raptors are playing hard and they're this close against very top teams and they're missing a lot of key players. So that's a little scary for people around the world. And this is why I wear these glasses right here because the future's bright when we're healthy. The future is very, very bright when we're healthy. And I think we'll be better than 6 seed. I think you're being a little low on that. I think we'll be a top 4 Eastern Conference team fully healthy and the way we are right now without trade. Seriously. Seriously. Milbester's saying, well, Lex, it's Cat that's carried us because if we didn't have a center, we won the Wolves trade. The Vincenzo is dying to get out of Minnesota and Randall doesn't fit with their chemistry. You know, in some ways, I don't have any dog in the fight between arguing about like who won that trade. I do in the one with us and you, but not in this one. I don't care who won that trade. I really don't. In some ways, I was hoping that Randall would fit better in Minnesota, but it's true. It does seem like it's not totally working their way, and DiVincenzo is not happy. But in some ways, I mean, I get it. I'm just being a hater. I really don't like Cat right now. I think that Cat was cocky in our building when y'all beat us in Toronto with the refs' help, by the way. You know that you mentioned that. You admitted that there was a little bit of help for y'all, too. The refs weren't right. The way he acted in our building, that put him in the list with Joel Embiid because he did a similar thing. So I'm sorry. That's just it. I can never root for the guy who has all the height and the talent in the world. I root for the underdog like Jamal Shed. And yeah, guys like Karl Anthony Towns that get cocky and they're like, oh, I'm all so bad. Well, God gifted you all these things for you. You didn't necessarily get there totally on hard work. And we can ask people like Jimmy Butler and other people that have played with you in the past just how they feel about you and how soft you are in certain ways. Yeah, you've been God-given talent, Karl Anthony Towns. And in some ways, you didn't have to work as hard as everybody else because you're a certain height with certain athleticism. And well, that's all I'll say about that. How about that, Milbester? All respect to you, but not to your center. How about that? Beersey's saying, happy holidays, fam. If you do celebrate it and be safe, heading to Montreal to spend time with my family. So much snow out there. Wish me luck. If you're driving, be very, very careful, Fiercey. Remember, listen, anybody who's doing holiday driving around winter conditions, take the time to take the time and don't rush yourself. In fact, you know, that's the one thing I've learned driving around in the snow this winter so far is you got to slow down because your car will slide and you can't just go like you normally do right up to the stop sign and like hit the brakes right at the stop sign like a lot of people do, poor drivers. In the holiday season, give yourself some room to stop and just kind of ease into stop signs because all of a sudden you maybe think you're stopping at a stop sign, but you're skidding out into an intersection just like a curling rock on a curling rink. You don't want to be doing that. So take the time, Fiercely. I wish you safe travels and safe voyage to your loved ones in Montreal right now. Yeah, that's awesome. Fiercely saying, what does pressure hole mean? Pressure hole? When did I say that? I'm trying to say pressure hole. Pressure hole. I don't know. I don't know maybe that's that's not what I said. That you may have misheard what I said. That may not mean what I said. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Fiercely saying, oh, pressure hold. When Trevor said that, yeah, pressure. It's a submission hold. It's basically that Trevor probably put this New York fan in a chokehold, either that or armbar. I'm very good with this stuff. This is on the down low, and maybe I shouldn't tell people this because my enemies don't need to know this. Like anybody who's recently left this channel. I am pretty much like an MMA fighter, and nobody knows this. Like I can tie anybody up in a twist and a pretzel really fast and get them to stop things. And this is what Trevor did last night. A pressure hold is a submission hold. It's an arm bar. You can choke somebody out. You can do all kinds of different ways the pressure hold to subdue a would-be attacker. And well, This guy has that stuff. It's been proven. I've been in a couple fights and I have absolutely taken people down MMA style. So yeah, people that want to come at me, you better think twice. And this is why I say, Cowboy, if you showed up somewhere, I would take you down. Even if you don't think I can, you do not know me, bro. And I will take you out. Seriously, you don't even understand this. That's why, and maybe I shouldn't talk about this. I should keep my ace of the hole Lex has some stuff that he can do to take care of himself that nobody really knew about. But yeah, that's just the damn truth right there. So yeah, a pressure hold. Trevor basically either choked somebody out or held them in a thing that was very painful until they said, "Yeah, I'm going to stop. Let me go." Kudos to you, Commissioner J. Kudos for you for standing up for your friend, my guy. That's right. Yeah. Ooh, wrestling stuff. Good for you, Trevor. Well, like I said, this man has a 7-foot son. He's not a small man himself. And yeah, I wouldn't mess with Trevor. I wouldn't mess with Trevor. I have all the respect in the world for Trevor. That's for sure. Naco the Nacho saying Brunson is probably their best player, but just barely. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. Brunson is a weird player. Like he's a great leader, but once again, Brunson's value is overinflated by the NBA media machine. Like they're saying he's an all-star, but I don't even think he's an all-star. Seriously. I know has he been an all-star? I think he has been an all-star already. But to me, he's just another a run-of-the-mill point guard in this league. They overinflate him. They really, really do. He's part of the NBA family because of his dad, and he's always been around. And you even heard like the Villanova connection between Brunson family and Alvin glazing them before the game about how much he loves Jalen and Rick Brunson because they're family to him. You know, Rick Brunson was a Raptor. He came and played on our team with Vince and Alvin. They're talking about that. And, Alvin's known Jalen Brunson since he was a little kid. You got to understand, Jalen Brunson was in the family of the NBA since he was a child. And in some ways, the machine of the NBA glazes the Brunson family because of that. So I think that he's over important in the league than he's actually who he is. He's a good player. I don't think he's a bad player. He's a starting player, but I think he's overinflated with his importance. Seriously, I'm gonna say that about him right now. It's not Jalen Brunson, man. OG's way more talented than Jalen Brunson, and he does way more important things for that team than Jalen Brunson. They could lose Jalen Brunson, and they could probably do all right, but they lose OG, they're done. And I would say maybe Cat is more important to that team than Jalen Brunson too. Nako, I love you, man. Happy holidays to you. And I know you're about to get in that kitchen and do that Emerald Lagasse. Yeah, he's gonna be in there cooking so much. Bam! G's laughing at Fiercey and Kareem. Yeah, this is a fun chat so far today. I know I got a lot more to do still, like the classic card and the Instagram story. So we'll keep moving along. The team stats. Fiercely saying, my fellow Haitian Ben Mathurin is more of a show off and exudes confidence, lots of it. But Jacoby shows poise, and although less demonstrative, extremely effective on the court. Well, the comparison G made earlier about Benedict and Jacoby, I like it. If it's true that he can be like Benedict with the eye of the tiger at the end of the games where he's absolutely fierce, taking Fiercey's name here, going at the basket and trying to get the game on his team's side, because that's one of the things that's impressed me the most about that Indiana player is that Mathurin, he doesn't mess around. And if he can try and help the Pacers win like they did last night in Golden State, that's an awesome thing because he's a gamer. He's a guy, a game changer, and he can absolutely take over the game at the end of the game and help his team win. Well, if Jacoby Walter can have that side of him to him like Benedict Mathurin, I will very much welcome that as a Raptor freak. Oh, yeah, I will. I will for sure. Stargate saying, Trevor, did you ever reveal who the celebrity was when you did their hair? He can't. He's under NDA. It's a contract, and it's not just like for that time. He can't talk about his clients because in some ways they were ghosts. They never were there. So yeah, he can't do it. He never revealed it. Stargate. We have no idea, and he can't give us clues for it either. He's a top professional in his field, and in some ways he wants to stay that way. He has to have that kind of discretion and professionalism, and I commend him for that. And in some ways, we'll just have to always wonder. We'll just have to wonder. My best is saying happy holidays and Merry Christmas, Lex. What happened with Quickly? Has he been hurt all season? Last night, it was just Scotty, Abaji, and RJ. I know Raptors had injuries. How's the team season? Well, there you go. You just named the season, injuries. And we're just not able to get healthy. And we're 7-23 or something now, which is crazy. 7-23 in our first 30 games. It sucks. In some ways, we knew this was probably going to happen this season, but not this way. Quickly has played 2 games this season for us, Milbester. I think only 2 or 3 games. He got injured in the Lakers game, and he said it was around a pick. He's running around. He got his arm caught up in somebody else's arm, and he got a ligament torn out of his arm. And you know what the weird thing is, Milbester, and this is right up your alley. He has a baseball injury right now. Emmanuel Quickly has an injury like a baseball player would have. And the surgery for what would heal him in baseball would be Tommy John surgery. So in some ways, Emmanuel needs Tommy John surgery, but he's not going to get it. He's going to let it heal because in some ways he's not a pitcher in the MLB. So he doesn't need the surgery that a pitcher would need for Tommy John surgery. So he's just letting it heal because in some ways the action is not needed in basketball like a pitcher needs with his arm. So the one thing they asked him in an interview last week was, can you throw the ball all the way across the court with your left arm right now? And he said he didn't think he can because that arm is messed up like that. So that's what's going on with Emmanuel Quickly, just so you know, Milbester. I know you care about him as a former Knick. And yeah, there's the download for you right there, man. And it sucks because honestly, like I said, he's one of the biggest salary pieces on our team. And we can't afford to have like a $20 million player, some $20 to $30 million player sitting on the bench, not doing anything for us. We need all hands on deck. And he would be a huge, huge help, seriously, because he's such a good scorer. He's such a good like leader, and he just brings so much good energy. And admirable what Davion Mitchell started for him in the beginning of the year, and people like Jamal Shed have filled in, and even like Scotty's been playing a lot of starting point guard. So is RJ. That's the other crazy thing with Emmanuel out, Milbester. RJ Barrett has been our starting point guard for many games this season already. So there you go. Great question, Milbester. I'm glad you're checking on our guy IQ. Kareem saying I always gave Cat a pass because both his parents died during COVID, but he acts like Big Bird and just a grown-up witch-like child mannerisms. Yeah, I forgot about that. And in some ways, you just made me feel sympathy for him in that. I think that I remember them saying that he lost like 6 or 7 family members during COVID. That's awful, man. Dang it. Why are you making me want to feel bad for him? I don't know. Listen, in some ways, the cockiness and the way he acted in Toronto just really pissed me off. And Bridges is really pissing me off too right now too. There's certain players that are just way too cocky and they need to chill out. I mean, I get it. People want to talk to benches and do all kinds of weird stuff. And that's fine, but receipts should be taken and they should be doled out later. Is what I'm saying. Smith saying, "What's the plan with Bruce Brown? I thought he was getting ready to return a month ago. I have no idea. Bruce Brown is like a ridiculous thing. In some ways, I don't even care anymore. Like I was this way last year at a certain point with Bruce. I was like, I don't care if he plays or not. I don't care who he is, if he's on the team or not, whatever. He's the same way. He's like, Messiah, I don't care if I'm on the team or you trade me. If, whatever, I'll do whatever you want. Well, we're all nonchalant about Bruce Brown, including Bruce Brown. And I don't know what the hell's going on with him. They did say a month ago he'd be back shortly, and he's not back yet. And I think they asked Darko, has there been a setback with Bruce? And that's why he hasn't come back. And he said, no, there hasn't been a setback. So it's like, I don't know what's going on with Bruce. It's so stupid, man. At this point, I'm just like, I don't care. They could trade him without even having him come back and play, and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. Jimmy's here. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas to you, Pope of Positivity, Jimmy Pope. It's a season of giving, my guy. And just for that sentiment, I'm going to give you a dunk. Jimmy Pope, you're at 29 dunks for the year. Another 5-pointer. There you go, my guy. Smooth saying, I thought the return was imminent. I know. It's stupid, Reggie. I don't understand why Bruce Brown hadn't been playing. He's in the cowboy hat, just hanging out on the bench all the time. I do not understand this. He needs to come back. Trevor's saying, fiercely, pressure points in your body. When you touch those points, you weaken your opponent. Yeah, there's a couple places. I could show y'all a couple of them. But I'm not going to do that right now because in some ways it's proprietary. And, you can subdue people, like even if you're a smaller person than other people, you can subdue people pretty good. And the great thing is I'm not a small person and I know how to do that stuff. So in some ways there's some advantages there. Let's see. G saying the Magic beat the Celtics without Banchero and both Wagner brothers. Celtics didn't have Tatum, but Magic is looking tough. After this year's draft, we will have young legs and high quality talent. We just need a very healthy period. And this is all going to be good in the years to come. And Orlando is a really good team for us to look at, a little bit higher on the escalator in the NBA above us going up, and see what may be possible for us in the next few years to come. So, yeah, and the Cavs are the other one. Cavs are the other one for sure. Yeah, I love seeing that Orlando had success against the Celtics. The Celtics have stumbled in a couple games recently, and they've lost some games they probably shouldn't have lost. Milbester saying, I'm still around, Lex, just international baseball and World Baseball Classic qualifiers coming in February, March. That's why I haven't watched much NBA and Knicks. Winter League season in Dominican Republic, too. Yeah, they have their own league down there, and there's so much good talent in baseball in the Dominican. And yeah, that's just the hotbed of like that sport. The very best baseball players in the world come from the Dominican Republic. I've known this for years. They've had like Ortiz, they've had Ramirez, they've had Pedro. There's so many good players that have come out of that very, very, very small island country, and it's so impressive that they have such a high push out. It's like a factory for baseball down there in Dominican. Yeah, yeah. I know Midwestern in some ways you'll keep tabs on the Knicks, but near the end of the season you can get more intense with them. I know you will. Let's see. Isaac's saying be very careful. Oh man, I love a dad joke. I love a pun joke so much. All right, Isaac, I'm giving you a 10 pointer for that one. That is so dumb. That is such a dumb pun. Be very you spelled the word beaver with a Y on it. You said be very careful in America. Getting arrested for repatriating Justin Bieber would be wild. Don't stop the damn stream streaking. Oh my gosh. He like put 3 of them in there. Wow. That is master level punnage and just well crafted silliness. Well crafted silliness, Isaac Campbell. Holy crap. Yeah. Getting arrested for repatriating a wild beaver would be wild. Listen, at the border, they don't want you bringing living creatures across the border. It's really tough if you have a pet to move across the border. You have to have everything as far as their papers and their shots. Or, yeah, they might take your pet at the border and they're cruel about it. They're like, you don't have this for your parakeet? I'm sorry, your parakeet's coming with us, ma'am. Yeah, so I don't need to lose Justin Bieber at this point. So yeah, Isaac, oh my gosh, you're an MVP, man. That's so good. That's so good. Oh my gosh, so good, Isaac. You're a badass, man. Isaac, I have to say this. I got out on the court yesterday, and I know that you're a guy around my age too, and you play a lot of basketball regularly still. I had not played probably in about a year or two. And I'm so impressed with actually how good I am right now, even though I'm in good shape. I work out, I'm very active. It's just I haven't been shooting around or dribbling the ball or anything. And I got out there and played my nephew and his friend, Foster. And it was 2-on-1. And yeah, they're pint sized. They're kids. And I've got a huge height advantage, but they had 2 of them. They could have played two man game of weaving and cuts and passing around me and stuff. I killed them. I did not pull any punches. I dominated them, won both games, took them to school, and I'm so proud of myself. I worked my way out just like Scott. In fact, I was channeling our Raptors. I was going to the lane, driving like RJ with my right hand and just barreling through these kids and just putting it in a layup. It might have looked a little unfair, but also I started inside because my outside shot wasn't there when I first got on the court. And I started posting them and just like putting the ball up. I was posting. My nephew at one point had a really good post defense, and I was teaching them too while I was doing it. And he really had his arm on my back, and he kind of like had me good. And he messed me up on my little hook shot that I took. But I worked my way out, like I've been telling Scott. I took easy shots on the inside, and by the end of the games, I was bombing just inside the 3-point line and killing them that way too. So yeah, it was fun, man. I missed playing ball, and I'm like, why have I not been playing ball more? Maybe it's just not enough people to play with. Maybe it's just that the locations to play at just haven't been close to my house. But I need to get back into this. This may be my New Year's resolution. That Lex needs to get back out on the court and get back in his roots, because I know you're out there doing it, Isaac. You're an inspiration to me. Fiercely saying, wow, Trevor J, just like in the movies, I would have loved to watch the matchup. The Fiercely's like, she don't want to watch the Knicks beat the Raptors. She wants to watch the action in the stands with Trevor J and his pressure hold. Woo, crazy. Nako saying Drew is on the decline. Drew Holiday? Yeah, I mean, he is older. It's really interesting, his career with bookends. He's won championships for multiple teams. He was an all-star really young in his career, and then he became an all-star again. Yeah, he's a really cool player. I don't hate Drew Holiday. I think Drew Holiday is awesome, and I have a lot of respect for him. See, that's the thing. It's just because you're on a team I hate doesn't mean I hate you. There's a lot of really good quality people and players on good teams that I have to respect because they do it right. They're the right kind of personality. They're just amazing people. Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday are two examples on the Celtics that I absolutely cannot hate. I can hate Jason Tatum, trust me, but I can't hate on Jaylen Brown and I can't hate on Drew Holiday, either one of them. Yeah, Fiercely saying I'm a hater. When Raptors lose, I don't pay attention to no other game in the league. That's right, me either. I told my family yesterday, listen, I'm not eating dinner with y'all tonight because the Raptors are playing. I got to watch this game. But on Christmas, you got me all day because I will not be watching any of the NBA Christmas games. And I have no time. And the priority is not to watch some dun, 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 on the NBA Christmas. No, 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 no. It's to be with my family and ignore the NBA on Christmas Day as a Raptors fan. There you go. There you go. Right there. Boom goes the dynamite. Fiercely saying you have a Haitian friend too, Lex. That's awesome. Honestly, I have had throughout my life, I've always wanted to have a very diverse friend group. Even when I was living in Florida and there's not a lot of diversity in Tallahassee, I was the kid in school that had friends from all backgrounds. Even when I had racist ass future MAGA friends around me, they were absolutely racist and crazy and discriminatory. I was that kid who had those friends from all around the world. And I would befriend the kids that didn't have any friends because, this is just the underdog spirit in me. I've always been this way. And yeah, I value a very diverse friend group, people that are totally not like me in all kinds of different ways, whether it's whatever it is. And you know what? I appreciate you. Just raise your hand saying you got a Haitian friend. I got a Dominican friend with my good friend Milbester. Yeah, you guys we are all from different backgrounds. I know Kaloy's Filipino, I believe, and so is Evelyn. We've got people from all around the world that watch the Raptors Freak channel, and we're one big happy family. And we do not divide ourselves by our backgrounds because we have one singular thing that is important to us, and that's the beating heart for Raptors. And that is the thing that I love about that. Big up the Raptor Streaks from Neil Blackhawk, another one of my great friends on this channel. I love you, Neil. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you and your family and your daughters. And I hope that you're just having a fantastic holiday season so far, Neil. Big up to you. We're going to give you a 5-pointer real quick, Blackhawk, for fighting the good fight on X. And maybe I'll see you on Blue Skies someday when we get some spaces over there. 102 for Neil. There you go. Boom goes the dynamite. All right, let's see. Nako saying IQ, Grady, RJ, Scotty, Yak, Kelly, Jacoby, Boucher, healthy. Bruce would be a great rotation. Refs weren't right. Cat played goof. All right, this is the thing that happened with Cat last night. Milbester, listen to me closely. Cat was allowed to travel as he wanted to. He was traveling all over the place last night, sliding his pivot foot. There was one play where he got an and one, where he absolutely took like 4 steps to get to the basket. Meanwhile, Jonathan Mobo takes a little bit of a weird dribble start, and Murat Kugat is right on him, calling travel on him. So, yeah, the referees were very, very biased. They were giving all kinds of allowances to specifically Karl Anthony Towns, and they were absolutely on top of the Raptors for every little mistake that they did. It's annoying. These kind of situations, though, make you better in the long run because you do it better and right. And maybe those other teams that get cushy help, at some point they get lazy and then they lose it all and they're not as good because they didn't have to go through the pressure cooker of scrutiny like the Raptors have to with the referees right now. Once again, from the stat, it was minus 149 for free throw attempts for the Raptors versus all their opponents for the season. It got added to 169 after 20 plus more free throws for the Rockets on Sunday. And well, let's go look at the team stats right now and we'll figure out where that number is now. It was minus 169. Well, how many more free throws did they give the Knicks last night? They gave them, it looks like 8 more free throws. So now it's 177. 177. The opponents of the Raptors this season, Milbester, have gotten 177 more free throws than the Raptors this whole entire year. Yeah, you tell me they're not trying to hold us down. That's crazy. Looking at the team stats some more, the Raptors actually didn't shoot bad last night. They shot 55%, but the Knicks shot even better at 59%, and they manufactured more shots. The three-pointers were cited by Darko after the game as being a problem. He feels like the Raptors just didn't find the Knicks on the 3-point line very good last night, and they're going to be watching a lot of tape about this today, as far as like why were the Knicks getting such open 3-point shots, and where were you guys when you should have guarded them? So Darko said that was a big reason why we lost last night was the threes. Free throws 30 of 37. Oh wait, we got more free throws than them. Never mind. I should have taken that back. It's minus 161. I looked at it the wrong way. We actually did get more free throws to the free throw attempt than them. 30 of 37 for the Raptors, shooting 81%. So I'm pretty happy with the free throw shooting of the Raptors. Rebounds, they out rebounded us by 5, 35 to 30. Assists, we got 28 assists. They had 34. The turnovers were kind of a problem, although the Knicks turned it over more than us. They had 17 turnovers. We had 15. Fast break. That was another thing that Darko said was a problem. He said the two things were we weren't allowed any second chance shots with offensive rebounds because we only had 4 offensive rebounds the whole game. That's not a lot for the Raptors normally. And then the other thing they limited us are fast break points. We couldn't get out and run. And meanwhile, the Knicks really could. They were absolutely running us down in the second quarter into the third. And 29 fast break points for the Knicks really hurt us. And plus, this 62 points in the paint. It's only 48 for us. So, yeah, there's a couple different things on the team stats showing where we messed up. Darko cites the 3-pointers and the fast break transition game of the Knicks being huge problems for why we lost. Right there. Boom goes the dynamite. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Fiercely saying maybe DiVincenzo should come over to us. He'd be very useful. I wouldn't mind that. I like his fight. I think he's a very passionate player, and he is a very good 3-point shooter. And having more good 3-point shooters on the Raptors would be awesome. I don't know if he has any designs on wanting to be in Toronto personally himself, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe he'd like to be in Toronto more than being on Minnesota, and that would be something that would make people want to get there. Yeah. Fiercely saying, I like that, Lex. Take the time to take the time. Great words of advice. Hey, sometimes I have words of wisdom, just like Trevor and Randolph and Leo Routens. Yeah. It's something I just feel like, listen, this is something we say down in Florida. That people are speeding, people are driving crazy. They're always in a rush trying to get somewhere. Well, that's where accidents happen. That's where you get into a bad place because you were just doing something careless and dangerous just because you had to get somewhere. Listen, this is the dumb thing. People will speed and act so reckless on highways around Toronto, and they will not get there faster because you know what? It could be that bad day, that one day where you are in a wreck and you are having life-changing things happening to you. So I'm just saying it's never worth it. Even if you speed to get somewhere, you're only going to get there maybe 5 or 10 minutes faster than you would. You're going to get there eventually. But if one day, if you continue to make this a habit of driving carelessly to get places really fast, you may not get there one day. And yeah, that's the price you pay for being careless and reckless driving, trying to get somewhere really, really quickly. So take the time to take the time. Seriously, not just when the weather's bad. Not just when the weather's bad. Right now, saying, Lex, it's the season of giving. Give us all a dunk or 3-pointers for Christmas. I'm not totally sure how to do that. I'm going to give you one, though, Randolph. I'll make sure you get yours. Yeah, I will do this for everybody who's present right now, but I cannot go down this whole entire list and do it. You guys got to understand, there's like 300 people on the dunk list at this point, and some of them are not active on this channel anymore. So I'm going to give them to the ones who are present today. How about that? Gerald, did I give you yours? Let me give Gerald his dunk. No. Gerald, you're at 80 dunks now, and Randolph get his 5-pointer just now. Let's see. He's saying that Cat played good. Yeah, I think, all right, I'll go look at Cat fairly since you guys made me kind of feel sorry for him about what Kareem said. All right, Cat had 32 minutes, 11 of 15 from the field. That's fantastic. Him and OG, man, look at that. They're 24 of 30 between the two of them. Insane. He didn't really kill us with the 3. He had that one 3-pointer. He just showed, this is in my arsenal still. And that was annoying. Like when Cat made that 3, I was like, oh no, don't start doing this a lot in this game. Isn't there enough of y'all killing us from 3 already? If Cat gets going on that, 8 of 10 from free throws. He got a double-double with 10 rebounds, 31 points. He got 7 assists too. Like some of the stuff Cat was doing was dumping it off to teammates right around underneath the basket for little stuff too. He got a steal. He was a plus 17. He fouled out, guys. I don't know if you guys realize that. But he fouled out, and so did Jalen Brunson. It's showing that they had 6 fouls each. So that's interesting to me, too. On the download, those guys fouled out, but we didn't even know they did. All right, let's keep going. Smooth saying Jamal Shed is already better than Malachi Flynn. Grady Dick is better than Gary Trent Jr. Oshai Baji's looking better than I even thought. Impressed with the young guys. You know, I love this, Reggie. You're exactly right. You are exactly right. Shed is way better than Malachi after like 4 years. Malachi couldn't sniff his jock strap at how the level of Jamal Shed is playing right. It really does make me question how smart Malachi Flynn is, because that's the thing. A point guard has to have one thing, and that's up here, because they're the brain of the team in some ways. They got to make all the quick decisions on the flash. And if you have a dummy that's trying to be your point guard, you're not going to get anywhere. So I would, you know what, Masai and Bobby, check the IQs of point guards from now on when you're drafting. This is what I'm going to say on this. And Malachi Flynn, I don't think he's the most intelligent person. He's not like Kyle and Fred and Jamal. Those guys are all very smart guys. And I think that's where the failure and the warning sign about Flynn being a bust as the next point guard in the Raptors history is exactly that, Matt Masai. So that's the lesson right there. Grady Dick is absolutely more reliable than Gary Trent Jr. That is a fact also. But, you know, he's early in his career. There may be patches where Grady goes through shooting slumps, but we'll see. I don't wish that for him. And hopefully his dedication, just like Jacoby, to doing things right and being fundamentally so good will get him through those tough spots where he may not be totally shooting the lights out. There you go. Smith saying also Jacoby Walter is showing a lot too. The future is bright. That's right. That's why these sunglasses have not come off today. All right, let's do the Instagram stories. Jamal McGlure is saying today, strength doesn't come from what you can do. Strength comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. There you go. Words of wisdom from the big cat, the original Canadian Raptor, Jamal McGlure. Grady Dick was with balls again. Dick and balls, like, at it again. This is the guy who interviewed him in this really goofy like interview. And this balls guy, it was at Madison Square Garden last night, and Grady got a picture with him on the court. Pretty interesting there. There's Grady shooting around before the game, shooting at the top of the key, bombing threes. I was kind of like doing that yesterday, but not as far out. Grady walking into the game. Let's see who else do we got on the Instagram. Slim Duck has got a Foot Locker commercial on his Instagram. I guess he's in a Foot Locker commercial right now. Chris representing the Foot Locker. And yeah, there he is in more Foot Locker stuff. Lloyd was at the game again last night. He's asking about his fit, his hoodie fit. What do y'all think? His pants and stuff. It's pretty good, Lloyd. You're looking styling. And of course, he was at his third Raptors game in a row in Madison Square Garden last night. He traveled with Scotty and them to New York. And I think Lloyd lives in New York. So he just went back home, and it was just convenient for this. So Lloyd, his seats were not courtside at MSG, that's for sure. Matt Devlin is with the Raptor, and he's celebrating the Raptors, saying he's the best. And there's that broadcast crew from last night. Vince, I love you, man. I don't think I could have said this 6 months ago. I love you, Vince Carter. You are a part of our history. And more, as you embrace being a Raptor again, we will open our arms up again and make it okay, man. And I know this is healing for you. It's healing for me too, all right? And Alvin wearing the red tie, looking very festive. Professor Williams, 20 to second to none. You are doing it, man. Alvin, you are a bona fide top-notch broadcaster at this point. You've graduated. You had that early footing early on. I remember some of y'all that watch this channel were like, Alvin's horrible. I hate him. I don't want him to be on the broadcast. Well, look at him now. Alvin Williams is a bona fide badass. And Matt Devlin, always steady. We love you. Merry Christmas to our broadcast crew. I love you guys. Matt, Jack, Vince, Alvin, Kayla, Savannah. All you guys are awesome. You are the best. And I appreciate our broadcasters, because honestly, they do a very, very good job. I can go and look at other teams and listen to them, and I'm like, man, they ain't nothing on Matt Devlin and what we do with our crew. I'm telling you right now. That's right. That's how I feel about it. All right, let's see. Raptors official. There's Randy Urban's keys to the games. Did this happen? Maybe I should check Randy Urban's keys to the game and find out whether this happened. Defend the three? Nope, that didn't happen, Randy. Feed Jacoby? Not really, but he did get his a little bit. Bounce back Barnes, that one happened. So maybe we got 1.5 of the keys to the game happening, Randy Urban. But thank you, Randy. You're another broadcaster that I appreciate. And it was nice to meet you last year. You're a very nice guy. Very, very nice guy. All right, let's see. There's all the Raptors shooting around before the game. There's RJ coming out to the arena and hearing people cheer for him in New York. That's awesome. I like to see the love for the former Knick, RJ Barrett, and coming back to MSG with the Knicks fans. Yeah, once again, I wasn't too happy with the starting lineup with Mobo once again. I still feel like Kelly needs to be starting just to be in the absence of Jakob right now. It's like that's not the right one. They may be doing this just to keep Scott happy though on the down low. That may be part of the reason why. Let's see. Bruno Fernando is saying this. This is his words of wisdom from our Angolan center. Sending love to those whose mental health has been testing them lately, and much love to those trying to get back in the swing of things after an episode. If these words find you, remember that everything comes in waves. You're going to make it through this just as you always have. Keep holding on. Your journey is worth every ounce of the effort. There you go. That may be something that Bruno's saying to himself right now, considering that he is not getting to play very much these days. Dylan Disu's wearing a very cool mild high Columbus, Ohio shirt. I'm not even sure what that shirt is. Toronto Tempo has got a creator on blast who's talking up the tempo. Yeah, Tempo, we're all about you, and I'm going to be there for you from day one. I was there for you before you had a name, and I'm going to say that going into eternity, I'll be there with you just like I am for the Raptors, Teresa, all right? And Jamal Shed has a nice picture of the future and the past with Fred VanVleet and him after the game on Sunday night. I love this, man. Fred VanVleet, Shed VanVleet, number 23s. We love you guys. And that lineage of a cerebral point guard that may have skipped over Malachi Flynn. Well, it's intact with Jamal Shed being in a Raptors jersey. I love that so much. Yeah, and there's Shed's line from the Houston game with his double-double, his first one in his NBA career, 11 points, 10 assists, first time ever for Jamal Shed. There's your Instagram stories from last night real quick. Yeah, it's the holiday season. I love all the words of wisdom coming from everyone, whether it's Garrett Temple giving us nutrition advice. I need Leo Routens to show up on Blue Skies so I can start doing his words of wisdom again. So, Leo, make the migration away from Idiot's platform X and come on over to Blue Skies because I want to read your words of wisdom once again, Mr. Routens. There you go. Boom goes the dynamite. Naka saying that Shed is better than Flynn, Jacoby and Grady are better than Gary. Yeah, that's all true. That's all true. I don't know. Are they back to work? Something's out there. I think it's an ladder's getting rattled around out there. Something's going crazy. Smooth saying, how the fuck did the Raptors draft Flynn? What a waste of a pick. Yeah, I don't know. That was bad intel. This is what I'll say, Reggie. At that time, there was a shortened off season, and we had to scramble to make our draft pick. And maybe we didn't do our due diligence in how we normally vet the draft picks and what we're going to do. So I think that's what it was. All right, they're putting a ladder up. That's what all that noise is. I didn't think they were working today, but I guess they are. Milvester's saying, Lex, Brunson's been good, but he's playing with new players. And Cat basically took over the scoring at center. Brunson didn't have a scoring center with Mitch and Sims. That's why he scored often. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been a shift of things since Anthony Towns came to your team. And yeah, there's people that got to kind of bring down their scoring averages. That's a big thing that may hurt Jalen Brunson for all-star consideration is that, yeah, his scoring is not going to be as high because Carl Anthony's feeding more. I can totally see that. And even on the down low, OG's getting more points too. And when is Mikal Bridges going to wake up and start scoring a little bit more in certain ways too? That could happen also. Smooth saying he has to be top 5 worst Raptors first round pick ever. I don't know if he's that because it's the thing. You got to understand there's Raptors draft picks in the 2000s that didn't see anything at some point. I mean, we're talking about people like Michael Bradley, Chris Jeffries, Alec Radojevic, Rafael Arujo. Malachi Flynn actually had like a bit of a career and he did get to start for us and he's hung around. There's some players that came and got drafted by us in the first round and they were bust and out of the league within a year or two. So we got to remember that. That's part of it right there. Is Malachi maybe like one of the ones that we remember the most recently, but there's some in the past history of the 30 years of the Raptors that are, wow, they are really, really bad. And you go back and look at somebody like Michael Bradley or Chris Jeffries, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. You'll understand what I'm talking about. All right, let's see. Nako saying, I'm pretty sure Malachi got Defensive Player of the Year from San Diego. Yeah, he looked good in college. He looks good in exhibition. That's what I was saying. Tell Malachi it's a pro-am, and it's like it doesn't count. We're in the middle of summer, and all of a sudden he goes out and gets 50 like he did on the Pistons. Yeah. In the NBA, he's garbage. That's exactly right. Kareem saying, Trevor, did Bruce Willis's hair? I answered the mystery question. That could be right. And it could be very right. That could be very right. I don't know. That's not right, probably. Smith saying, in fact, he's in the G League now. The amount of wasted time on him as a Raptor was crazy. So much time was lost with that guy. Yeah, he kind of symbolizes that whole period of time after the championship where we just floundered around Tampa and the pandemic and stuff. He's kind of the epicenter person that I kind of like. Yeah, this was the Raptors' failures at this time, embodied in one person. That's really kind of how I look at it. Nako's saying Malachi was the 29th pick. College accolades mean something to the Raptors. For all I know, Nick was in their ear saying, I need a defensive guard once again, and then this actually was a detriment to Malachi, is that he didn't get a real draft class in his rookie year because of the pandemic and the weird shift of that, and that everything was rushed, and he didn't even get a real chance to develop on 905 correctly either. So there, I'll give a little bit of ammunition standing up for Flynn in those kind of ways. That everything was expedited quickly because of the shortened off season between the bubble championship playoffs and the season starting right around this time of year, honestly. And it was all that's part of it, the rush of it all. In some ways, the Raptors did a whole lot of things quickly to go to Tampa and set up shop down there. They did a lot of things rushed, and they did really good in those situations, but maybe not drafting Malachi Flynn. That might have been a mistake in the rush. Let's see. Fiercely saying, I made the comment on Embiid, but the joke's on us now. Bruce Brown was ramping up to ramp up. I don't know. In some ways, Embiid's so important in the Sixers. That's way worse than Bruce Brown and his situation with us. So I don't think it's really a joke. Look, Smooth's actually brought up the names I just brought up. Arujo, Flynn, Kabako, Jeffries, and Michael Bradley are all my time worst Raptors picks. You know, there's more though. Radojevic is really bad. Radojevic, not Rajakovic, Radojevic. He's really bad. I don't put Kabako on that list because look, the man's still kind of hanging around the NBA to this day, and he's had a great professional career. He's been so good for Brazil, and he's like the best Brazilian player in the last 5 years. So we can't put Bruno on there as much as maybe you want to. I wouldn't put him there. Forgettable group of players. Well, Bruno's not. Bruno is not. I don't put him in there. In some ways, he's getting sullied because of the 4 years from being 4 years away. Fran Fraschilla. That really like messed him up. That's kind of thing. But Bruno's a really good player. You see him get double doubles in FIBA all the time now, if not in the NBA. And you got to remember, he was on Memphis Hustle like just in the last 2 years, and even in the NBA games and still playing. So you can't put Bruno in there. You can't put him in there as much as it seems like he should be in there. Fiercey's laughing at Isaac. I know he's hilarious, man. Isaac's so funny. All right, y'all. Okay, somebody's giving me a cutoff. Thank you, Fiercey, because I am right at 2 hours right now. W Stream 1106. Thank you. Let's see. Milbester saying, I know, Lex, once Knicks clinch playoff spot, I'll be watching the games. I'm still disappointed seeing Yankees lose World Series to Dodgers, but I got to see Ohtani and Judge play on the highest stage. Yeah, there you go. You're taking the best stuff from the bad situation. That's good. Kareem saying, Lex, is that true that Americans don't take their shoes off when entering the house? Eff it. Let me see your feet. No, I got my shoes off. My brother has very strict rules here at his house, and yeah, there's a lot of rules here as far as like you can't eat in this room and do this, and yeah, you're supposed to take your shoes off in his house. So he's Canadian, so in some ways he's not really a good gauge for this. There's a lot of people that do not take their shoes off in their house here. Yes, that's true. It is true, but not in this house that I'm in right now. Just so you know. Fiercely saying it was funny to watch Embiid getting ejected and the broadcast posting "Happy Holidays." Impeccable timing. Yes, it was good. That was so good. Oh my gosh. All right, let me see. I want to try and get hyper speed on the rest of this real quick because yeah, I don't want to go much over 2 hours. I got to go to my folks' house and check out with them. Trevor's saying, y'all listen to Lex. I cannot release any celebrity name. My big contract's not going to mess up my money to please you guys. Sorry. Yeah. No, I understand this about this. And in some ways, there are certain things that should be proprietary, especially for Trevor and his business and how he makes his money. And in some ways, I need to think about this more and be more proprietary with my life on this channel. I'm such an open book with you guys. And in some ways, I've learned recent lessons because of some of the toxicness that's happened around me in this channel that I may need to tighten up as far as who I let know certain things about me. Because yeah, I'm not having people come around sometime at some point, and I pay for it. I was just too open and honest. So yeah, I love you guys, and yeah, we got to stop pestering Trevor about who his clients are. I wish we could play a guessing game, but I don't want to do this. So, all right, Cream saying eye to eye, Candy. I didn't know you're Haitian. Your name does not suggest that. Yeah, Marie Joe. All right, let's see. Knicks. Okay, we got a Knicks fan in here that's not Milbuster. Let's see what he's saying. You was talking real reckless 2 years ago about the Knicks, and I told you we 2 years away. Now look at you crying about fouls. Why are you yelling? First of all, I'll say that. Okay, what are you doing with your life? Seriously, what are you doing with your life? You remember something from 2 years ago that came on stream that I don't remember you, man. I don't care who you are. And whatever you said, who cares, man? Listen, you guys are lucky. You guys got your OG finally, and you should be thankful that we traded him to you. Seriously. And second of all, you are a privileged ass little dick, is what I'm gonna say right now. As far as like this league wants to kiss your ass to get you a championship, but your team is so inept for like 30 years. Y'all have screwed up. 40 years, because it was in the 70s since you won. You had all these opportunities to win. You fumbled the whole Patrick era. You fumbled the whole Carmelo era. You fumbled so many eras. Why would I think that you're not going to fumble this one too, Knicks fan? Yeah. Why would I think? You ain't got nothing yet in the bank, so don't come at me like this. This is the last thing I checked. The Raptors won in 2019. When's the last time you won? 1975, the year I was born, something like that. Yeah, give me a break, Knicks fan. Yeah, you talked real big about this 2 years ago when I started my channel. Okay, I don't remember you. And who cares? And I'm not crying about fouls. I'm telling you, this league is rigged. Whether it's the schedule, putting us on a back-to-back on a second night while y'all been sitting around since Saturday, and then Marat Kugat showing up, the magician, totally calling your favor. You think I'm crying right now about fouls? No, I can see the reality. And if you'd open your eyes and stop just looking through an orange and blue tinted glasses that you're wearing, you would see the reality that you guys do get favors. So you go ahead and feel like you're so good. The floor will fall out underneath you when you don't have the help of the NBA at some point during the playoffs. Yeah, you can get the help from in a game with us because the NBA hates us. They're going to absolutely help you in that matchup. But when you get to play the Celtics in the playoffs, they're not going to help you then, and you're going to find out the truth and the reality right there. All right, there you go. Let me cook, New York Knicks fan. I'm not even going to ban you. I thank you for coming in here and saying something stupid. All right, there we go. 11:09 for Trevor J wants the classic card. We did the Instagram stories. Let's do the classic card real quick. Yeah, let me cook on that Knicks fan right there. Milbuster, we love you. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. This is stupid. All right. This is so easy. In some ways, I should say this is a 50-point card, but we'll make it 100 still. Merry Christmas, y'all. The classic card of the day. Who wants it? Get it right now. Yeah, this is easy. The retired great champion of our team right here. Mercenary. There you go. Kareem's right on it. Oh, Fiercey got it in there first. Really close. Kareem was right behind there. Now Isaac's right there at third. So gold goes to Fiercey, silver to Kareem, and bronze to Isaac Campbell. There's the great Danny Green. Of course, his career was cut short in Philadelphia because of big dummy named Joel Embiid. That's right. Danny Green, we love you, a champion, retired. And let's go put this on the classic card right here. Fiercey jumping in there. Look at that. Fiercey, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. All right, let's see. It's Danny Green, and it's Fiercey Salsera. Third day in a row, Fiercey's gotten the classic card. You're doing it, Fiercey. And 100 points for you. There you go. I love it. I love it when it's a Raptor, too, even if he's in a Philly jersey right there. All right, let's see. Where are we in the chat? Kareem saying at Knicks, the Knicks fan, you beat a 7-win team to take a effing seat and stop trying to hype up this guy acting like they're championship contenders or something. Listen, Knicks fans have not had a whole lot to celebrate for a long time. So when they get just a little bit, they go a little overboard with celebrating. I'm telling you right now. Blackhawk saying, if you want to dunk, then click the like button. There you go. I like that. Yeah, you guys can get dunks. Who wants a dunk? Before I finish, tell me you want a dunk at the end, especially if I didn't get you. I'm trying to get everyone that's been in the chat today. I've got most of y'all, but if I missed you, it's not because I don't like you. It's just I may oversight it. So make sure you tell me. Get holiday season. Even if I gave you one earlier, I'll give you one again. So everybody wants a dunk at the end of the chat. I will do it for you real quick right at the end. That'll be the season of giving real quick. There you go. All right, let's see. Fiercey saying at Kareem. Fierce. It's because I love to dance and salsa. So she's like a salsa dancer. That's why her name is Fiercey Salsera. You know, it's funny when we were in Scotty's Twitch family on Twitch, Scotty would not say Fiercey's name. And I don't know why. I think it's the fiercey part. I don't know why. He was weird about it. He's like, I don't want to say that name. I don't know why he would do that, DMJ. It was weird. He just like kind of glossed over her name for some reason. I didn't know, totally understand that. Let's see. She used to do shows in various North American congresses and also taught in Ottawa. First name is Marie, which many Haitians carry. There you go. I love it. Nako's saying, thank you, Lex. Give yourself a dunk. Merry Christmas. Look at that. He put Murray Christmas. Bill Murray Christmas. Nako, man, I love you, man. You really are truly one of my best friends in the last decade, my guy. I appreciate you so much. I miss you, and I really do want you to come out and hang out with me at the new place. Seriously. I got a car, too. I should come to Mississauga and hang out with you, my guy. January the 19th, Valley Suns, 9:05. Let's go to that game, Gerald. Or let's just hang out sometime, just you and me, man. I miss you a lot, man. I appreciate you thinking about me and giving me a dunk right now, too. That's very kind of you. I'm at 178, guys. 178 for old Lex on the dunk charts for this year. Okay, keep going. Fiercely saying religious reasons for Marie, and many Haitian guys have Joseph. So her name is Marie Joseph. Interesting. Let's see. Trevor saying another player loses family during COVID, Anthony Edwards. That's sad. I saw that Anthony was very critical of the referees. Thank you, Fiercely, for posting that in the Facebook chat, that he got fined $75,000 for basically speaking the truth. He did some Fred VanVleet, Anthony Edwards, recently. Yeah, you go on and do that, Fred VanVleet. That's code for talking out against the refs. That's right. Blackhawk saying Malachi was the wrong draft pick because we should have used that pick on a center or power forward at that time. Yes, considering that Serge and Mark were on their way out. And the other thing that everybody says, and I know Gerald's brought this up many times, we should have picked Desmond Bain at that pick instead of Malachi Flynn because he was available. Nako saying, yeah, he's saying it right there. I didn't even read that comment. I knew he was going to say that. That's so funny. Dunk to you, Nako. I'm going to give you another dunk because that's hilarious because you honestly, I was like, Nako always says this. And he had said it right there. I didn't even see it. This is like Milbester showing up and fiercely saying, Milbester should be here. It was, wait, Milbester is here. Let's see. Neil saying, I liked how Vince explained how Grady should defend bigger opponents. See, this is the thing. I don't just blindly hate people. I think Vince is a fantastic announcer. Like, he is so astute and he is so knowledgeable, and he really is a top level NBA player in the history of the NBA, that he really knows what he's talking about. And he can give a certain insight that's amazing. It's crazy because he's not a good public speaker any other way. If you put him on a broadcast and he's talking basketball, he's 10 out of 10. So Vince Carter, salute to you. Happy holidays to you and your family, man. Even your mom. I'll say that. Yeah. Yeah, let's say Kareem saying Malachi was the right pick, but his progress to become an NBA player was hindered with COVID and Nick Nurse's staff who failed to develop. Thinking about it now, did Nick develop any players as a Raptor? No, he didn't. And that's why we're paying for it now. And that's why the hyperdrive of developing from Darko is such a nice change of pace and a breath of fresh air. Yeah, Nick stymied that. In some ways, he's not that kind of player. In some ways, you know, the correlation and comparison of Thibodeau to Nurse is very similar. And I would worry if I was a Knicks fan about development coming up from the bottom. You guys have to get already made players like Anunoby and Cat to get somewhere, because if you get them fresh, you're not going to develop them right. And then even in some ways, RJ Barrett is a case of showing this. Seriously. All right, let's keep going. Fiercey's saying, respectfully, let's circle back to playoff time. That's right. Fiercey's like telling the Knicks fan, when we come back around playoffs, come back and see us again. And Smooth saying, respectfully, if Flynn had an NBA future, he would have figured it out by now. He's garbage. I agree a lot with Reggie on this one. In fact, I'm going to give Reggie another dunk right here. Because honestly, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's very smart. He never figured it out. He really, really never figured it out. He had all the time in the world to figure it out. In some ways, we can blame Nick. We can blame COVID. But in some ways, it's on him at a certain point. No more excuses. And that didn't ever happen. There was no progress. In some ways, he didn't get better. He was just as bad as he was in his rookie year. In fact, his rookie year may have been better in some ways because he was there. He just never progressed. Never progressed. Kareem saying Malachi was supposed to be the successor to Fred and Kyle. Well, it's Shed instead. That's right. It's Shed instead now. Reggie saying he didn't learn anything from Kyle. Probably thought he knew it all. He did get a lot of time with Kyle too, which is very, very weird. And it's weird that he didn't, like Fred did. I guess he didn't respect learning from those guys as best as he could. I know he had a good relationship with Fred, and he was trying to learn from Fred, but it just didn't take. I'm telling you, you have to have a certain level of smarts up here to do it right. Yeah, Kareem saying Malachi averaged 8 points as a third string point guard. Not bad if you ask me. The timing was off. I don't blame Malachi. I don't blame Bruno. You know, I wouldn't say he was ever a third string point guard. The time he's on our Raptors, he was always the second point guard for the most part. Is very rarely he was third on the depth chart. Very, very rarely. I guess it was when Kyle and Fred were on the team, he was third string then. But once Kyle was gone, he was the second point guard for at least half of the time he was on the Raptors. At least half, yeah. Yeah, give me a dunk. All right, Nako wants another dunk. Well, these are free dunks. I probably already gave Nako a couple dunks. We're going to do a couple dunks. We're on the home stretch. We only got a week left in this year, and the dunks will all get reset for next year as of New Year's Eve, guys. So 90, Nako, you're there. Let's see. Let's see who else is there. Fiercely saying, I clicked the like button. I want a dunk. You can definitely get a dunk, MJ. The great eye candy of this channel. Yes, you will get a dunk here. Let's see. Where's Fiercey? There's Fiercey right there. Where she's at 285 now. That's right. Get them while you can. It's like Black Friday. You're running into Walmart right now. Oh, let's see. Blackhawk's laughing. I'll give you a dunk just for laughing. Sounds better than timid and withdrawn. There you go. Yeah, I'll give Blackhawk another dunk just for coming in and talking right at the end there. 107. Boom, boom, boom. And then who else is in here right here? Fiercey saying fiercey as in fierce and bold when I danced. Scotty was funny. Laugh out loud. You remember that, MJ? I remember it too. And I was like, why does he have a problem with her name? You know, Scotty had different words that he did not want to say on Twitch when he'd be on there with us. He was like, I'm not saying that word. I'm not saying this word. It was weird. Some of it was very strange and childish to a degree. But also at the same time, it was like, okay, well, he's younger. I don't know. Maybe his generation, some of these words are not smart to say. All right, I've gotten to the end of the chat and I'm 10 minutes over. I'll do the recap really quick. There is a birthday today, guys. Happy birthday to Raptors champion. And can you say that, Knicks fan? Can you say that? Raptors champion, Eric Moreland. Now, I did see some, they were some footage on Earl the Pearl Monroe. He's a champion. But Raptors champion Eric Moreland, it's his birthday today. So happy birthday to Eric Moreland. If you guys are wondering where Eric Moreland is right now, he's still playing professionally for the Guangdong Southern Tigers in the Chinese league right now. So he is still playing professionally at this point. He played for Shanghai. He's played all over China since he won that championship with the Raptors, and he's still there as of today. So happy birthday to Eric Moreland, Raptors champion from 2019, and he is turning 33 today. So happy 33rd birthday. Of course, he's the former boyfriend of Larissa Pippen. Larissa Pippen, that's right. That's right. All right, let's see. We lost to the Knicks last night. It was sad. We only lost by 14, though, which is good because at some points we were down as much as 33 points at a point in the night. So we got it down to 14 with our rookies in the final quarter. In fact, we outscored the Knicks pretty good in the second half, 73 to 70. Is that right? 73 to... We outscored them by 5 points or something in the second half. So we did good in the second half of the game. It's just that fourth quarter, they blew it open, 40 points to 24 for us. Yeah, and them getting 40-point quarters was really annoying. Really, really annoying. 2 quarters where they got over 40 points, and that's annoying. But yeah, they beat us. My 3 stars of the game for the Raptors, Scotty Barnes, Chris Boucher, and RJ Barrett doing what they do. All right, let's see. Get your fantasy team set up, guys. We're still in the middle of the fantasy fun, so make sure you get that done. And that's it. I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with my Christmas song tomorrow and then preview for the Memphis Grizzlies game on Boxing Day. I appreciate everybody. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to you. Yeah, Blackhawk saying sounds better than timid and withdrawn for sure. And Stargate saying, in reference to the draft after Flag, Bailey and Harper, who else is really worth a T word? I don't know. There's a lot of guys. There's some big guys that people have been bringing to me recently. Mischief been talking about this center for Duke. There's a couple players that are, they're saying this is a strong draft and that maybe the top 10 is good. So it's not that we're trying to tank. We're just doing what we're doing. Yeah, Igor, that's the one. Igor. Yeah, Trevor's saying everyone have a great Christmas and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you, Trevor, for all you do, and thank you for not killing that guy last night. Oh, let's see. It's about 7 deep in the draft easily. Okay, so 7 deep. Well, it's very likely we'll be in the top 7. Very, very likely. Yeah, but are they worth tanking for that? It's not that we're trying to tank. Injuries are doing what it's doing to us, Stargate. And if we just naturally get to this point, I mean, I hate that word. You know I do. I'm not an advocate for it, but I have to make the best of the situation we're in currently for our team and just shine a light on it if it's going to be this dark with only 7 wins. So yeah, yeah, yes, because the higher talent can be used on this team. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. Fiercely saying, last question. Anyone know how Zach Edey's doing in Memphis? He started really strong, but he's not as strong at this point. In some ways, he's kind of taken a back seat to the more veteran core of the Memphis Grizzlies. But we're going to see them on Boxing Day, so we'll get to see Zach for the first time this year against the Raptors on Boxing Day. Yeah, that's right. Get centers in the second round. So you think that we should get the best available pick with our pick this year in the first round and go and get a quality big man project in the second round like Shamshay last year? I'm all about that. Yeah. Yeah. And I know Stargate's anti-tank too. And Fierce is saying, thank you, Lex. No problem. Anytime, Fierce. You know I'm here for you in that way. All right. I'm gonna give Stargate a dunk and get out of here. Thank you, Stargate, for being here. And everybody else for being here today. I appreciate everybody for enjoying the Rapid Free channel. It is a weird year we've had this year. It's been a tumultuous year in some ways, a sad year in some ways. But you know what? Lex continues to do what he does on this channel. And I appreciate y'all for giving me your attention to make it worthwhile. And next year, I'm going to try and make this channel even better and better and better. That's what we try and do here. So we're going to keep going. Yeah. Blackhawks saying Zach is busy slapping around Draymond. Like that. All right. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with my song. You guys are going to love it. So don't miss it. If you don't see it live, you don't have to see it live. You just catch it at some point during your holiday day. It'll cheer you up, make you smile. I'm sure it will. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's go Raptors as always. Here's to a better 2025 for the Toronto Raptors. I'm all about that. Thank you, Neil. Let's go.